doesn't it? It's a little generous, I think. All right, folks, one more time. If you're voting for Donald Trump, you're going to want to join the guest requests. If you are in the comment section right now and you're voting for Donald Trump, I don't need you being a keyboard warrior, you little snowflake. Get into my guest requests and use your big boy and big girl voice to talk to me. Let's have a conversation. All right, let's get up our first guest. Again, if you're voting for Trump, join the guest requests. Are you going live on Tuesday? Yeah, I'll be live on Tuesday. I will, in fact, be live on Tuesday. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great live. Great live.
Hello?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Fetus deletus. Poof! And they're gone. Let's get up our next guest. Maybe this one won't be a fetus. Fetus deletus. It's a wonderful spell. A wonderful spell. It is banned in Alabama. But it's a wonderful spell. Was I on you yet? Was I talking to you yet?
Oh,
no, I was kind of doing a whole thing. So you want to take a minute? All right.
Fucker, I'll just hang up now. I was just wondering.
Oh, say no more. Goodbye, as though you're my priority. I'll just hang up now. Yeah, I just want to hear from you. I woke up today and I said, oh gosh, I hope this guy talks to me. Come on. Because I'll just hang up now. Oh, please, it would be the
I'll kill you, big old dumb nigga. Record this.
Bye. All right, so as always, we do need to get through some of the crazy ones before we get up a more coherent MAGA Republican, so we'll wait. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about it. Come on up. Come on up. Where's the coherent MAGA Republicans? All I'm hearing right now is a bunch of sissies and snowflakes. Hello, Viper. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hi, I was tapping the screen.
Oh, you're all good. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate the love. Thank you for tapping the screen. Again, folks, if you're voting for Trump, get on up here. Let's conversate. Come on.
Hey, Johnny.
Hi.
So, my name's Trashy McDonald, and I make the best fries. You said guess the nickname, so I just wanted to come up.
You know what? I love it. Thank you for coming up. Folks, again, I am just looking to talk to opposition right now. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation about it. That was iconic. That was iconic. Again, if you're voting for Trump, join the guest request. They're all running away. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Gotcha. And why do you hate America?
Well, I don't hate America. I love it.
Well, sure you hate America. That's why you're voting for a convicted felon who says he wants to defund the police. Ain't that right? I know that's right. Show me
never
again.
said that. There's
He did say that on April 5th of 2023. On April 5th of 2023, Donald Trump said he would like to defund the police. He wrote that on his Truth Social page. You take a minute and you go look it up. I'll wait. You go look it up.
I'm not gonna search it up, but do you
Excuse me. You're gonna go look it up.
Take this to your local
Look it up.
Dumb nigger, I'll cut your head off you.
What's going on? What's going on? That was a grown-ass adult. First off, let's make 2 points clear. First, hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a digital strategist. I understand that MAGA Republicans think they're going to get my live taken down by saying the N-word and the F-slur on here. That's not going to work. I have far too many contacts at TikTok for that to happen. Might work for somebody else. Not going to work for me. Not going to work for me. Sorry. For those of you who don't know me, my work in the digital strategy department goes from state house to administrations, both campaign and official wise. I'm also the guy who programmed the website, for example, that tracks Donald Trump's debt as it increases with interest down to the cent. He uses that website that I created to track his own debt. Featured in HuffPost. Again, if you don't know this and you're new here and you think that I'm just some live streamer, please look me up. My name is Johnny Palmadessa. This is a simple Google search. Okay? Second point, if you come up here and you're spewing the N-word and the F-slur, it doesn't make you funny. It doesn't make you a troll. It just hurts your own cause. Do you think that any MAGA Republican who comes up here spewing that is helping Donald Trump win the votes of Black Americans or LGBTQ plus Americans? No. And that's hurting you because you need that vote to win the election. For example, if you don't win the LGBTQ plus vote, and I've gone through the stats, you will not win the election. If you don't win the vote of Black women, you will lose the election. Do you understand? Great. So going forward, to the adult MAGA Republicans, in my comment section, spewing their rhetoric like snowflakes. Get your butt into my guest requests and let's have a conversation. This isn't hard. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for you to come talk to me, but instead I'm getting the same old MAGA Republican loser who doesn't know where he is and doesn't know what to do but to spew the nonsense and hate-filled rhetoric that you taught him. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
I am, yes, sir.
Wow, you must really hate this country. So why are you voting for Donald Trump, a convicted felon?
Because I'm an American and I have a choice too. That's enough.
Okay, yeah. You also have the choice to go run around
Shut up.
Times Square naked, but
what
that
are you
means that you
jerking
probably
somebody off on a
shouldn't.
girlfriend?
Excuse me. You also have the choice to go run around Times Square naked while chanting Jingle Bells like some sort of Christmas tune. But just because you have that option doesn't mean you should exercise it.
Gay.
All right, let's get up the next guest. The MAGA Republicans are sundowning. Let's get up the next one. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. Folks, we have less than 2 days. The day after tomorrow is election day. By this point in time, exactly 48 hours from now, the election will be over. Every vote will be counted. Every vote will be tallied. Every vote will be captured. There will not be a single ballot cast as of 8:12 p.m. in 2 days. Is this really, MAGA Republicans, you're behind in the polls, is this really how you want to be spending your time? Crying on a live stream instead of trying to educate voters on this live stream? Do better. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's disgusting. But what else is new? So why are you voting for a criminal, felon, sexual abuser?
I'm not.
You just said you were voting for Trump, right?
Yeah, Trump.
Okay, there you go. So why are you voting for the criminal, sexual abuser, and felon?
Can you name who he did that to?
Sure, 34 felony counts. Found guilty by a unanimous jury that his own lawyers appointed. Found liable of sexual abuse and civil fraud. Are you new here?
From his lawyers?
By new here, I meant, are you new to America?
Was he sexually abusing his lawyers?
Are you new to America? That wasn't rhetorical.
Well, you already know the answer, so
Not really, because you're speaking incoherently and you don't seem to have a grasp on modern American politics. Like, for example, what reasonable person says that Donald Trump isn't a felon? Do you understand that it's the criminal justice system, the American criminal justice system, that found him guilty on 34 felony counts? I mean, he paid lawyers, and those lawyers appointed a jury, and that jury found him guilty. So why are you saying he's not a felon? Are you a lawyer? Were you on the case?
No.
Are you in the jury? Okay, exactly. So why are you voting for the felon?
Because he is he helped out our country a lot, and I just want to see him win this year.
Yeah, he really did help us tank our economy. So I don't know if that was as helpful as you seem to think it was, but again, I guess it depends. I mean, if you're from North Korea, you probably thought that was really helpful. That's why I asked where you're from. So anyway, why are you voting for the criminal? Can you just break it down and this time be coherent? Thank you.
So he did not break us down. We had COVID.
He literally did. I'm not talking about COVID.
That's the only thing that hurt us. Without COVID,
I'm not talking about COVID. For example, can you tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited middle-class Americans? Go ahead.
Jobs Act.
Okay, it's called the Tax and Jobs Act. Can you tell me what it accomplished? Go ahead.
That's all we needed. Every worker made at least
That's
6,000
all we needed.
more.
What are you talking about?
Every middle class worker.
What was the tax cut that Donald Trump gave to middle class Americans? What's the percentage?
It was the Jobs Act that helped
I need
workers
you to
make
repeat the
more.
name of the act. What was the tax percentage that Donald Trump gave to middle class Americans when he cut their taxes?
I have no clue, but every middle class was able to make us.
You're saying you don't know the policy you brought up? Oh gosh, what a shock! I couldn't have guessed that was going to be the case.
I just told
you said
you
Jobs Act, and you can't tell me the tax cut he gave to the middle class. Listen, I'm just as shocked
it wasn't
as
a
you
tax
are.
code. It was called the Jobs Act. That's it.
It was called the Tax and Jobs Act of 2017, and in that tax,
and everyone,
tax.
and every middle.
Hold on, hear it?
Yeah.
Tax and Jobs Act. Tax is the first
And
word.
everyone-
So what is
and
the
I just
tax
told
cut
you.
Donald Trump gave to the middle class? If you don't know, just say so. If you don't know, just say so. If you don't know, just say so.
I just told you. Everyone was
so you
making
don't know.
6,000.
No, that's not a tax cut. What was the tax cut percentage that Donald Trump gave to the middle class? I'm going to keep asking until you tell me if you do or do not know.
3%.
Could you just say 3%? No. Try again. This time don't ChatGPT, because ChatGPT isn't getting it right for you.
don't judge the what?
What are you talking about? Are you
What'd you
sundowning?
just
Are you
say?
good? It's like 8 o'clock. Isn't it a little early to be sundowning? It's not even 5 o'clock on the west.
I don't even know what you're talking about,
Okay,
sundowning.
so
I don't even know what that
again,
is.
what is the tax cut he gave to the middle class? You said 3%. That's not right.
2%.
There you go. So it was 1 to 2%. 2% if you were a good boy and good girl that year. Let's better recognize now. We need to notice the discrepancy between Donald Trump's tax cut for the middle class and corporations. So you tell me, what was the tax cut for corporations? Go ahead.
4%.
No. Oh my God.
3%.
Okay. Nope. You got colder. How'd you even manage to do that?
5%. 6%.
Wow. No. Can I do a quick little prayer for you? All right, give me a second. Dear God, I know that you're not sending us your best, but oh my Lord, I understand you can't make us all equal, but this seems like a crime. I mean, this one here.
Oh,
Dear
that's not
Lord,
how it works.
excuse me, pardon me. Dear Lord, I know that they say that you create us all equal, but clearly that ain't it, right? Clearly that ain't
That
it.
is not what they say.
So,
That is not what the
excuse me,
Bible
pardon
says.
me, pardon me. I'm speaking to God. This is between us. I'm not looking for a threesome right now. Dear God, toss this one back in the ocean. This one, like, you need to fix this. Zap him with a little Zeus lightning bolt. Is Zeus up there? Zap him with a little blah blah blah. A little pew 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 pew, like a little lightning bolt action. You know what I'm talking about? Get those brain cells clickety clacking, because right now they seem to be in a bad relationship. He's got 2 brain cells and they're like not talking. I want to say, oh yeah, sorry, I gotta finish the prayer. Amen. Lauren, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much, Lauren. Lauren wanted me to tell you, guest, that she hates you, and so she just gave me $5. I'm not even kidding. And I quote, she said, tell this guest I hate him. Here's $5. So thank you so much, Lauren. And Heather, thank you so much, $10 for the prayer. I appreciate it, Heather. Anyway, so guests, let's get back into this. You're voting for the criminal because
He did good.
you spoke about the economic tax cuts, but you didn't know what the tax percentage was. So that speaks volumes to your own ignorance, and congrats
I don't
on
need to know
that.
how. You understand? I don't need to know how much the tax cut was, as long as I
No,
was
you
making more
do.
money.
If you
Right?
bring up the tax
No, I
cut,
don't.
you need to know what it is. Are you saying that your
Well,
taxes went up?
I said if I'm making more money, it
Are you
doesn't matter.
suggesting that your taxes went up?
No, I said I was making more. If I
Okay,
was
then
making
why did you
less,
even bring up the tax cut to begin with?
Wait, yeah. If you make more, you get more taxes taken out. That's the way
Alright.
the world works. That's the way the world works. You
let's
didn't know
talk.
that?
Let's talk. Are you ready? Donald Trump gave a 14% corporate tax deduction to those at Microsoft, Amazon, Walmart, Target. My name is not Nintendo, and your name is not Rite Aid. Thus, we didn't benefit from this, so we received a 1 to 2% tax cut. This tax cut was pennies in comparison to Donald Trump's tariffs, and that is just another word for his trade war with China, the exact reason why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. And this, to be clear, is not a Democrat saying it. This is now out of the wise words of Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, 2 very respected Republicans. So let's understand that they claim, and they are right when they say, that Donald Trump's tariffs, like the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture, which caused a surplus in supply and demand issue, leading to an export crisis for farmers, forcing them to close their doors in states like Pennsylvania and counties like Lancaster, led to a $230 billion tax hike on produce, okay? This increased costs of middle-class consumers like me, you, and the chat. This also led to small businesses closing their doors, and it emptied our main streets in states and counties like Indiana. Now, I also want to better recognize even further in detail here that led Donald Trump's 14 corporate percentage tax to an $8 trillion debt. So Donald Trump and his Tax and Jobs Act of 2017 gave middle-class Americans an $8 trillion debt and a $230 billion tax hike on produce. But you want to tell me that benefited the middle class? It didn't. It benefited corporations. It was a corporate policy, not a middle class policy. When I ask people for a middle class
who
policy
pays
that
the
economically
workers?
benefited Donald, excuse me,
pays the
when I
workers?
ask you for a policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class, know that I'm not asking you because you can name one. Know that I'm asking you because you will always be unable to name one, as they do not exist. Thank you.
Okay, so who pays the middle class? Who
Who
pays
pays
you
the
your
middle
check?
class? They pay
Corporate.
themselves.
No, corporate gives
Nope.
you. No,
You're wrong.
You make the money.
You're
you
wrong.
Make the money for
you are
corporate.
immensely
you make
wrong.
The,
Excuse me.
you
You
make
are
the
wrong.
money for corporate.
You are wrong.
That's a lie.
You are wrong.
You're
And
telling
you
me
are
factory
spitting.
workers-
You are
you're
spitting
telling
on
me-
middle
oh,
class
okay, so-
Americans. Excuse you. You are spitting on middle class Americans, and you are criticizing the middle class when you should be celebrating the
saying
middle
we
class.
get paid
Pardon
by
me.
the corporations?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
By saying we get
All
paid
right,
by corporations,
excuse
that's
me.
bad.
Recognize this. Middle class Americans, your economy will not survive without them, but your economy will survive without billionaires and corporations. Just as it did before those corporations existed. Microsoft hasn't always been here.
What?
I'm not done speaking. If you listen, you'll learn. You need to stop unmuting yourself. You're acting like a
Factory
fucking
worker.
child. Calm down. You're not gonna cut me
Okay.
off. It's not gonna work. The
We're
middle
not-
class has always been here. The middle class will always be here. The middle class is the backbone of the economy. And he ran away. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. No! We got a runner. Yeehaw! We got a runner. We got to herd the cattle. Moo! I'm gonna keep talking though, because just because he ran away doesn't mean I'm gonna stop making this point. You just heard that MAGA Trumper, and we've heard this from Donald Trump, say time and again that the middle class does not matter. They don't think we matter. We were here long before corporations. We will be here long after corporations. The middle class has always been here. They are the tailors. They are the artists. They are the creators. They are the seamstresses. They are the construction workers. They are the electrical workers. They're the ones who built the corporations. They built the very buildings and foundations that corporations sit on. Nurses, teachers, doctors. Middle-class Americans keep not only the economy running, but keep every single industry within our economy running. From electrical workers to steel workers to renewable energy and oil industry workers. The middle class wasn't built by corporations. Corporations survive thanks to the middle class. Middle class Americans pay their taxes, which pays the government. And the government should be returning the favor to middle class Americans, which is why I'll be voting for Kamala. The government should not be giving our money that we pay in taxes to a corporate tax cut of 14% to corporations like Donald Trump did with my tax dollars and your tax dollars. They should be giving that money back to the people, not to corporations. They gave us, under Donald Trump, an $8 trillion debt after taking our taxes, and then they gave corporations a 14% tax cut. That's not going to work. We're not doing that again. Nope. And it speaks volumes to how ignorant MAGA Republicans are if when I start pointing this out, that very MAGA Republican runs away. Do y'all notice he ran away the moment I start calling him out for this? Hello? Okay. This guy's not here. Let's move on.
Okay, I didn't know.
No, not anymore. You're not. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, as long as you know. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Well, no, the one thing that I just heard you.
I said, why are you voting for a criminal? I don't need you to harp on my record. If you care about what I have to say, then great. First respond to my question and we can conversate.
Okay, why am I voting for the criminal?
Yeah.
Well, my belief was that I believe that when he first got elected the first time, that I believe that me and my family was in a lot better situation than when
Thanks, Obama.
Biden and
Can we get some thanks Obamas in the chat, please? Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Biden. Thanks, Obama Biden administration.
Can I ask you a question though?
No, if you could break down in more detail, and I get you want to ask me a question. Let me make this so blatantly crystal clear for you so we don't come into a misunderstanding once more.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get a grasp as to why you're voting for Donald Trump, and you provided me with a answer that lacked all substance. And I get you're trying to give me a half-ass answer so you could ask me your question. Know that I will not be responding to any question you have until I better understand why you're voting for a convicted felon, sexual abuser, and civil fraudster. I hope that was crystal clear. So again, this time when I ask you, why are you voting for Donald Trump? Provide something of substance. Because this is like me asking you, why are you voting? Or or this is like me asking you, what kind of food do you like to eat? And you saying, I like the edible kind.
Well, no,
I need some facts, some policy, some statistics. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the reason why is when, everything happened.
What's everything? Are you talking about the whole Donald Trump? Oh, I thought you meant when he buried his wife on a golf course. Okay, continue.
Well, when he got elected the first time, everything seemed to be going pretty decent.
Yeah, because he sat on Barack Obama's economy. Again, that's a thanks, Obama.
Okay, well, thanks, Obama. Well, then the next thing you know, we were, 3 years in and stuff like that. And then the last, election when him and Joe Biden went against each other, Biden won. Well, me and my family, because we ended up becoming a pretty big family.
You had kids?
Yeah, I have 7 actually.
Great.
And long story short, at the time, it was through
hey, to each their own. Kamala Harris will help you pay for those children with a permanent tax credit of $6,000 for your children. Can you tell me why you would vote against the child tax credit of $6,000 when MAGA Republicans just 2 months ago blocked a bill that would have expanded the child tax credit? You're going to tell me that you have 7 kids, and I get where this is going. You're going to talk about how you're struggling in the economy and blah, blah, blah. First off, you have 7 kids. Dude, you didn't even stop at 4. You said, let's keep it going. We're going to make a baseball team. Whoa. I get it. You have 7. That's awesome. Let's better understand this, though. Kamala has a policy that will economically benefit you by giving you a permanent child tax credit of $6,000. MAGA Republicans just 2 months ago, they blocked a bill that would have expanded the child tax credit.
Yes.
Okay, so you're voting for Trump because what? You like losing money?
Well, no, I don't have kids to have money. I have kids because I want to.
Are they not your children? Whose children?
Well, no.
Hold on. Whoa. When you said you have 7 kids, just to be clear, these are your children, correct?
Yeah, they're in my custody. Okay. Yes.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. You never know with you MAGA Republicans, right?
So long story short, I have 2 biological.
Got real nervous
I'm married
there.
into 3, and then me and my wife ended up getting 2 others that were siblings to my 2 biological children.
Okay,
so there you go. There's the 7. So long story short, we were pretty good. We were, getting, government assistance, whatnot. Anyhow, I really didn't care about that, really, because Well,
you should, because you're going to lose the government assistance if you're voting for Donald Trump, right? It's the same reason why Greg Abbott's not allowing women access to programs like WIC, but Democrats are.
Okay, well,
you ought to care about that.
Well, I make a decent amount of money already, so I'm really not worried about that.
Okay, so congrats. Thanks, Joe Biden. Why are you complaining if you're making money? Well, thanks, Joe Biden and his economy.
Was after Joe Biden became the president, the only thing I was really worried about... You just said
you're making money now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you complaining?
Well, the only thing that I was complaining about, though, was when he became president, it was literally a month after he became president, I was literally taking away... The only thing that I was worried about was medical coverage. Medical coverage was completely taken from me. And
I had private insurance?
I ended up getting it finally after about 6 to 7 months. But I needed medical, quick, because I have medical problems with me.
What are you going through, Obamacare?
No, I actually go through... It's through my job now. And it's what is it called? Ambetter, my bad. But I've been doing that for the last 2-3 years. It's okay insurance, but I mean it does suck.
Okay, how is that Joe Biden's fault?
Well, it's not, but like I said, it made me feel like when Trump was president, I was able to get that type of help, and then when he left,
let me be so real with you. Get the fuck over it. What is this whining, man? I'm gonna be so real with you. Dude, man up. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You got 7 kids who look up to you.
I am.
You're up here complaining about some sort of nonsense that has nothing to do with your president, but you're pointing your finger at the president. Let's be so real about that. Nah,
Besides one.
Oh, that is not the flex you think it is when you're voting for the guy who's trying to strip away the right to choose. But let's get back into this. Again, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. If you're not happy with your health insurance, do something about it. That's in your hands to do. You do something about that. You do something about that. Don't complain. Don't point your finger at Donald Trump. Don't point your finger at Joe Biden. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That's what my dad taught me. And apparently you're not teaching your kids the same. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and do something about it to get better health insurance. Get a better job. If you don't have the education to acquire better health insurance through your job, go get the education. Do whatever you need to do. Don't just point your finger at Joe Biden for something that's not his fault. That's insane, man. That's insane. I thought you were about to talk about Obamacare, and then you said it wasn't even Obamacare. I mean, come on, man. That's like me saying I stubbed my toe. Thanks, Obama. Come on.
Well, the one thing that I want to say, though, is like I have been listening to you for a minute, and you have kind of like, I don't know, you've given some pretty good like things. And so I might actually look into it a little deeper.
And I hope you do.
And, but is there any way that, can I ask you a question by chance?
No.
I mean, okay. Well, thank you for having me on.
I think you were expecting me to say yes, but it's funnier if I say no. I think what we got to recognize here is this. You said you have daughters, okay? And your daughters and your children, they're looking up to you. There's two issues here. And I'm saying this man to man. My dad taught me at a very young age, when you don't like something, you change it, you don't point your finger, you pull your bootstraps up and you get to fucking work. So if I don't like my health insurance, I'm not going to point my finger at Joe Biden because that's not him. I'm going to pull my bootstraps up. I'm going to get either an education if I need it. I'm going to get a different job if I need it. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make my kids proud and get better health insurance. I'm saying that to you, man to man. Then on the second note, I want to say here, when you have daughters and you're voting for the guy who has left them with less rights than their mother has had, that right there, that's not acceptable, man.
Okay.
Put your kids first. Put their freedoms first.
Like I said, I'll look at the Kamala website and look at everything that she's offering.
And I hope you do.
Yeah.
And then when you do, come back. Let's discuss. I hope you'll vote for her on Tuesday, and I'd be more than happy to answer that question. But I want you to take the time and look into Kamala on this because I think that's your candidate, man. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too.
Let's get up our next guest. I want to say a massive thank you to Jackie for the $10 on Cash App. On Cash App, by the way. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? All right, let's move on. Oh, this is a troll. 0 followers, 0 following. Like, come on. I'm sure this one's probably a troll too. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
I am yet to decide.
What do you mean? How are you undecided, dude? The day after tomorrow is election day. You have less than 48 hours. You've had months of Kamala's campaign, and Donald Trump has been campaigning for a decade. You even experienced 4 years of Donald Trump's god-awful presidency, and you're telling me you're undecided? That's not the flex you think it is. That doesn't make people find you intriguing. That doesn't make people think of you as intellectual or thought-provoking or somebody who's thoughtful. That makes people think of you as the ignoramus you are. How are you undecided? And I mean this sincerely.
No, I understand. I have not done the research that I should have done.
But you are 2 days out.
I am aware.
Okay. Who are you leaning towards right now?
So I'm slightly leaning towards the criminal.
Okay. That's not normal.
I understand. I think one of the main things that is making me consider him versus her is I like the idea. I would like to see more tariffs.
Okay, Donald Trump implemented tariffs in the get-go of his first term. We recognize that this is why Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis ran against him. They call it the trade war with China, which that is an accurate argument to make because he played a trade war with China and he lost said trade war. For example, Donald Trump put a 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture. This was slapped back into our face, okay? Farmers lost out. They closed their doors, especially like those worst hit in Lancaster County of Pennsylvania. The farmers who didn't close their doors had a newly found surplus and supply and demand issue as they lost China as a main export market, okay? They passed off rising costs to small businesses that relied on produce, and then this was passed off to middle class consumers. $230 billion in tax hikes on the middle class. He now wants to put a 60% tariff on China, 20% across the board, and re-implement the original tariffs like that 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture. That is going to lead, according to Penn Wharton economists from Donald Trump's own alma mater, to a $3 trillion debt and $2,500 to $3,900 coming out of the pockets of middle-class Americans every single year. Why would you advocate for more tariffs when tariffs are a tax on the middle class?
Well, I do know that when tariffs are implemented, it is the middle class and even, a lot of the lower class and the middle class they pay the brunt of that. They pay pretty much all of that. China is actually not even the least of my concern. I do not think that the trajectory that we've been on of economic free trade is good.
Okay, well, the Republican Party cares to disagree. That's why they primaried Donald Trump, because he was doing worse than whatever you think Joe Biden's doing today. So again, you're saying that Donald Trump will do better. Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Vivek Ramaswamy, they would all care to disagree. They say that Donald Trump did worse. And if you're saying that Joe Biden's doing bad, just know that your own party says Donald Trump did worse. I disagree. I think Joe Biden's doing just dandy. But if you disagree, just know that Donald Trump, apparently according to your party, did worse.
On free trade, you're saying?
Across the board, that's why they primaried him.
Oh, yes, I understand. I'm saying that I like.
You want to talk about trade when Donald Trump lost the trade war. You're talking about tariffs, but Donald Trump implemented tariffs that were improper practice and led to tax hikes on the middle class. $230 billion approximately on the middle class. Why are you playing? Joe Biden didn't do that. Joe Biden didn't hike up taxes on the middle class through tariffs. Only Donald Trump did that.
Right, but I'm saying that that's a secondary or even
and I'm saying that you're wrong.
The tax hikes?
You are suggesting that Donald Trump would be better for free trade. Is that what you said?
No, I said I am not a fan of free trade. That's why I like the tariffs.
Dude, so you're willing to give away free trade and overthrow the middle class by hiking up their taxes, all for what? Is it like a fucking kink? Dude, what is this, man? What if you were in my shoes right now, how would you, as me, respond to you and what you just said? That you want to give up free trade in a capitalist society, I might add, and that you want to raise taxes on the middle class through tariffs. What would you say?
I would probably, I guess if I was in your shoes, start listing what I felt were the benefits of economic globalization.
Really? Because I'm in my shoes, and what I would do is start name calling you. For the ignoramus you are. That was nonsense. You are 2 days out from the election, and your reason to vote for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and goddamn felon is because you disagree with free trade in a capitalist society, and that you would like to raise taxes on the middle class through tariffs for shits and giggles.
I mean, I don't want to, but I understand that is a consequence of it, yes.
No. Not Democrat nor Republican agree with what you just said. You have effectively turned both sides of the aisle against what you just said. That you would like to overthrow the middle class, toss them under the bus, and hike up their taxes so that you could throw away a capitalist system. Democrats and Republicans neither agree with you.
I believe
You
we
have
should run a
effectively
trade
done
surplus.
something. Excuse me. You have effectively done something that nobody has been able to do in quite some time. You have united everybody in this live stream against you. Congratulations.
I think we should run
Excuse
a
me.
trade surplus. Sorry.
Tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited middle-class Americans.
One economic policy that benefited middle-class Americans?
Did I stutter?
I can't name one off the top of my head.
Because you can't name one. Not that you can't name one off the top of your head, it's because one does not exist.
Okay.
Do you think this is cute?
No.
Do you think that this is quirky?
No.
What do you think?
Well, you asked me why.
Here's my suggestion. Take some time, go read up on the candidates, get as far away from Twitter as you possibly can, and before you cast your ballot in exactly 2 days, decide which candidate is actually going to benefit you. Because what you're suggesting about overthrowing a capitalist system, defunding the middle class by hiking up their taxes, what you're suggesting is out of touch with both parties. Both sides of the aisle. Do better. Do so much better.
Well, okay.
No. Just do better. Dear God, what the fuck is this shit? Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, hit that like button, hit the share button, help us get to 300,000 likes. We are going to get started with our next guest. Christopher, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, I'm not.
Let's get some W's to Christopher in the chat. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate it. Folks, again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation.
I'm not doing that.
Hi.
Hello.
I know for a fact you did not use your girl's account to come talk to me.
You know that's what you said the other day, and
and you really using your girl's account to come talk to somebody else? Yeah, that ain't creepy at all. Hold on, let me better understand this. You went on your girl's account to come talk to me. Dude, listen, you don't gotta go behind your girl's back like if you want to talk to other boys, right? Listen, the closet's class, man. We don't got to do all this. If you're interested, feel free to slide into my DMs. Own that shit. Allison, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much, Allison. Let's get up our next guest. Thinking he got to go behind his girl's back. He's like, let me use her account so that I know that she won't catch me on mine. Some creepy stuff right there. Oh, freaky deaky. Hi, Jenna. How you doing? Arbor, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. Thank you so much for the love. From Michigan, thank you so much for the love from Michigan. Can we get some W Michigans? W Michigans in the chat. Hello, Jenna. Are you on?
Hi, yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to request.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Have a good one. Folks, again, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Archie, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, Archie ran away. That's shocker. I'm so shocked. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, and he just ran away too. Let's try to get up our next. Goodness gracious, what's going on? Why are they so scared? There's MAGA Republicans in my comment sections. Why are you guys not in my guest requests? Like, to the MAGA Republicans crying in my comments, why are you guys not getting a spine and joining my guest request? Like, where's your spine? Why are you being snowflakes? Like, why are you running away? You know? Is it because you're all Russian bots? Is it because you're bought and paid for by Russia? Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Can we get some snowflake emojis in the chat, please? Some snowflake emojis in the chat would be great.
Hello?
Was I on you yet? Can you wait a second? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so why are you voting for the criminal?
Oh, so you're on me now?
I asked you a question. Don't harp on it. Do you want to answer?
Of course I'm voting for Trump.
Because...
I mean, do you have an hour? It'll take me an hour to explain why.
Yeah, go ahead. Start with your first reason. Wow, what a great reason. Do you want to speak? Why are you voting for Trump? Wow, it seems like your answer wasn't going to take an hour, was it? Haven't said a single word yet. Oh, and now you muted yourself. Do you want to unmute and tell me why you're voting for Trump? You said that it would take an hour. Hasn't even taken a single second. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Oh, are you running away? Should I get my cowbell? All right, let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. Let's catch the cows, everybody. Herd the cattle. Moo! We got a runner. All right, let's get up our next guest. Hello. I'm good. Trying to get up our next guest here. That's not working. Trying the next one. Slowly but surely. To the MAGA Republicans in my comment section, here's what we're going to do. You're going to get into my guest request right now and come talk to me. Grow a spine and come talk to me. Or my moderators are going to boot you out of the live stream. Understood? If you're not in my guest request, to any mods, if you see any MAGA Republicans in the comment section crying and they're not in my guest request, kick them out. I don't got to hear from them. Lisa, how are you voting for Donald Trump?
You know what? I am not. I just wanted to, for a quick second, I just wanted to come on and let you know that you are awesome, man. You are getting down in there, and I just love it. So I'm voting for Kamala all day. I just wanted to tell you that. I just wanted to tell you that. So I'm going to step back out. You're welcome, and I'm going to continue to listen. You go get them.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it, Lisa. You know, with less than 2 days until this election is over, every minute counts, every second counts. And so I'm not playing with MAGA Republicans anymore. A couple months ago, I'd be more than happy to do the, hey, how are you? How's it going? Hey, you want to have Thanksgiving dinner? No, we're on a time-sensitive schedule. I ain't playing anymore. Aaron, hi, are you voting for the convicted felon?
No, not at all. Go Kamala.
W's in the chat. We love to see it. Jackie, hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? Jackie. All right, Jackie, I'm going to have to block you from my live stream. This is the second time you've come up here and not said a word. So now you're gone. Now you cannot come back. Let's get up our next guest. Oh, and Luke is out. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. Do not hide in my comment section like a snowflake. Get into my guest requests. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Trump? Why are they so scared? Like, why are they so scared to come talk to me? Hey, guest, my voice is still coming out of your cell phone because you have not actually left the live stream. My voice is now a part of your cell phone until the holidays. You might as well start calling Siri Johnny, because until you shut down your phone entirely or get your butt back into this live stream and leave properly, you have to face us as you leave the live stream like the coward you are. You can't just disappear. Again, my voice is coming out of your cell phone right now and will continue coming out of your cell phone all night, all day tomorrow, and until the holidays. Diana, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate the love. Like, guest, I know that you just heard that Diana gave me $10. Oh, there you go. You shut off your phone. Let's get some L guest in the chat. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. Moo. Let's get up our next guest. All right, we got our next guest. We got our next guest. Oh my gosh. Hello, Norman. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah. Well, I would do if I was an American.
Okay, so you're going to come up here as somebody who's not an American and tell me that you would vote for Donald Trump if you could. Yes, because we see how well that has worked out for you in your European countries. Okay, let me better understand this, and let me better explain this in crystal clear detail for you Europeans who are coming up here to tell me that you would like to vote for Donald Trump. We are more than happy to ship Donald Trump over to your country, and you can keep him. Like, okay, Boris Johnson. And better yet, here's what we're going to do. The next time you Europeans come up here and spew this nonsense, I'm going to personally buy a 20-pound bucket of tea and throw it in the Boston Harbor. Just as a reminder of the Boston Tea Party. Just as a reminder. Let's get up our next guest. Please, if you guys want Donald Trump and you want to vote for him, take him. Take him. Can we get some take him in the chat? Take him. He's yours. Look at the chat. Look at how many take hims are about to fill up in the chat. This is how badly we want you to go vote for him. Take Donald Trump. Europe, you can have him. You can have him, Europe. Take Donald Trump. Go ahead. Keep him. He's all yours. Oh, and take him as top comment. Look at that. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Mrs. White.
Hi, yes.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, that's why
Your
I'm
name is very
requesting-
fitting. Excuse me.
That's why
Your name, excuse me. Your
Oh.
name is very fitting.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah.
didn't get to choose it. I was
Sure.
born with it.
Not a fan of Mrs. Black, I assume. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Wait, why would you say I'm not a fan of Mrs. Black?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew her. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Criminal?
Mm-hmm. Donald Trump. You said you were voting for Donald Trump?
I don't think he's a criminal.
You don't get to decide if he's a criminal. The criminal justice system
No,
decided
I
he's a
told
criminal.
you
Are
that-
you a lawyer?
I told you I don't
Are you a lawyer?
think he is a criminal.
Are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay.
You? Are you a
Yes.
lawyer? Okay, you are not a lawyer.
4 years Whittier School of Law. Yeah.
Okay, are you a lawyer? When
Thank you. I just said yes.
Well, if you go to school of law,
Do you-
that
do you know
doesn't
who I
make
am?
You a lawyer?
No, I am currently practicing. I'm a
Okay.
practicing lawyer. I am an attorney. Are you new here?
Yes. Are only
I can
people that are
tell.
old here supposed
Okay,
to-
Mrs. White, let's get past it. So let me better understand this. You're telling me that Donald Trump is not a felon in your mind, and yet a unanimous jury appointed by his lawyers ruled he is guilty of said crimes and that he is a felon. He is out on bail awaiting
So if
sentencing.
you're-
Excuse me. Excuse you. Excuse you. Do innocent people go out on bail and await sentencing? No, felons
Yes,
do.
all the time. All
No.
the time.
Oh,
If you're
she's
a lawyer-
confused.
If you're
She's
a lawyer,
confused.
you should know that.
You're
that-
confused.
Sorry.
Deeply confused.
You should know that if you're.
You want to talk about people who commit crimes? Look no further than your own party. You incited the textbook definition of an insurrection to keep a man who has been identified as a fascist by his own chief of staff in power, somebody whose own vice president refused to run with him, let alone endorse him. But you're coming up here to tell me that you believe Donald Trump isn't a felon. Okay. That's not normal behavior, Mrs. White, but again, your name fits the code. I understand exactly how out of touch you are with society when you, Mrs. White, are running around saying that the felon's not a felon. So let me ask you this. Why do you hate our country? Answer that. And why do you want to defund the police? Can you answer that?
Okay, I can answer the fact.
Yes,
that
start with
you-
why you'd like to defund the
You
police.
have
Why
to
do you want to
let
defund the
me
police?
talk.
Why do you want to defund the police? Hurry up.
You have to let me talk.
Why do you want to defund the police? Hurry up.
Do you remember Antifa?
What is that? Your mom's name?
You don't remember?
I don't need you bringing up your mom. I don't care.
You don't want to bring up stuff.
Your mom? I don't care about your mom. Haven't seen her in a while, but
okay.
if she's anything like you, at least she knew not to keep her last name as Mrs. White. Anyway, so let's get back into it without bringing up your ma. It's not nice to spit on her name like that. Mrs. Antifa, Mrs. White, I don't care what you go by. So tell me again, why are you voting for the felon, and why do you want to defund the police like the felon said he wants to do? Donald Trump said, according to NBC News, Fox News, Daily Mail, and all far right-wing news outlets, Republicans in Congress... Republicans in Congress should defund the DOJ and FBI and the police until they come to their senses. Why are you voting for a man who said that?
Okay, first of all, no wonder why.
Why are you voting for a man who said that? Why are you voting for a man who said that? Why are you voting for a man who said that? Why are you voting for a man who said that?
Why are you voting for a woman who every...
Ma'am, I know that you MAGA Republicans don't understand that no means no, but I'm saying no, I don't consent to you screaming over me. Again, I know that makes you only want to push harder, but sometimes you should back off. So I'm telling you that I need an answer to my question. Why are you voting for the felon who wants to defund the police? If you think this question is hard, just wait. Just wait until I start talking about statistics and policy. I haven't even gotten there yet. Mrs. White, I'm being very kind, very calm, very cool and collected before you meet Mr. Italian, who's not that kind, calm, cool, and collected. I'm going to ask that you don't test me. Why are you voting for the felon? And let's get some W Italians in the chat. Where's all my Italians at, by the way? Hurry up. I don't have a night.
You won't even let me talk. This isn't a debate.
Ma'am, you're not responding to the simple question.
You didn't respond to mine.
Answer the question. Hurry up.
No. You're a jerk.
I'll cry more. Can you do me a favor as you're crying into this cup?
I'm saying you're a jerk.
Hey, I'm almost out of water. Can you cry into this cup?
I don't care. You're a jerk.
I'm almost out of water. Can you cry into this cup? You have a lot of tears. Oh, I caught a tear. Thanks, Mrs. White. Let's see. Tastes like racism. So let me better understand this, Mrs. White. You're running around here saying that I'm a jerk. Okay. Bite me. Do you know what a jerk is? A jerk is the person who strips away the rights of women in its entirety without even providing them with a policy to economically benefit them after you force them to give birth. A jerk is when you strip transgender Americans out of the military when they're just trying to serve their country, serve you, fight for your freedoms. A jerk is when you tell union workers that they can work a full-time job but that they can't earn a living wage. That's a jerk. A jerk is when you say a black American can vote, but that their vote might not count as much as a white American's vote. That's a jerk. Yeah, you want to talk about what it's like to be a jerk? Look in the mirror. Okay, so now tell me, why are you voting for the felon and sexual abuser? Do you support sexual abuse?
Yes.
Oh, I know she did not just... Oh my gosh. At least she's honest. At least she's honest. Y'all, what just happened? Y'all, I know right now. That's getting clipped. Oh, Mrs. White, that is getting clipped. Thank you for the TikTok video. Oh my gosh, what is going on? This is your average MAGA Republican. Okay, so guess, why do you support sexual abuse? I want to say a massive thank you to Jeffrey. Jeffrey, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Renea, thank you so much for the $50. Oh my gosh. Oh, 50. Oh, I got you, Renea. I got you. Hold on. Hey, Mrs. White, unmute. Let's go. Hurry up. Come on. Come on. Hurry up. Listen, this live stream is still going. I know your husband only lasts 7 seconds, but this live stream is going to be a little bit longer than that. So I need you to unmute. Okay? I assure you this will be a quality discussion whenever you're ready to unmute. Ma'am, you can't keep muting yourself and hiding. Unmute. You're the one who just said you support sexual abuse, not me.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
do. Ask me another question.
Yeah. Renea asked if I could do this for you.
Sure. Oh, that's so cute. Is that your toy? Is that your toy? Cute.
Oh, and Gabrielle just sent $5 for me to tell you that women don't claim you.
I don't care.
I can tell.
I don't
You're such a
blame
pick-me.
you.
You know that? Like, you're such a
What?
pick-me. Oh, you don't know what pick-me means, do you? No.
Oh my god.
You,
Do you know Miss
baby
Carol
boomers are
has
so cute
accused
sometimes.
7
Anyway,
men
excuse
of
me.
rape?
Excuse
Did
me.
you know that? No.
Excuse me.
come on.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay.
Excuse me. Okay. You sound like Kamala. Excuse me.
Wow. At
Okay.
least Kamala Harris is, literate. You couldn't even pronounce her name right. So why are you voting for the criminal when you support sexual abuse as well? I mean, you support sexual abuse and you're voting for a felon. Do you consider yourself religious?
No, not
Oh.
at all. Not at all.
God didn't accept you, huh?
So
So let me
sad.
better understand this. You're saying that you support
God
sexual
is-
abuse.
is
You say that
made
you
up.
support sexual abuse and that you support a felon. And to be clear, I'm not, like, you straight up said that you support sexual abuse. Say it again. Go ahead.
Do you want me to say it again?
Yes.
I support sexual abuse.
And you're a MAGA Republican.
100%.
Hold on. You're a MAGA Republican? You're voting for Trump? Yeah.
Why
Wow.
not? Do you want
Yvette,
me
thank
to
you so
say
much
it?
for the $25. Yvette said
Yeah,
25 for more.
I'm getting you a lot of money. Aren't you happy?
You are, and I'm going to use every dime of that to travel the swing state of Pennsylvania, as I am right now, to win this election for Kamala Harris.
Oh my
Mrs.
God,
White,
that would
you
be
are
so
single.
great.
Yes, good. I'm glad. Mrs. White, you are single-handedly giving this election to America's first black woman to be president, and I'm sure that eats you alive, and I'm more than happy about that. So again, folks, if you want to support me as I'm traveling across the swing state of Pennsylvania tomorrow, specifically in the Northeast, so I'll probably see some of y'all out there, feel free to support me. My Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, those are in my bio. So, Mrs. White, am I supposed to continue playing with you? Because respectfully, this is like soggy old food, and I don't like playing with soggy old things.
First of all, Kamala isn't black.
Oh, my lord.
It's just going to keep getting better, huh? She is not black. I'm probably more black than she is. I'm sure. Yeah. Are you shocked?
Can you tell me one policy?
more.
I want to talk policy with you
Okay.
to prove how ignorant you are, because you won't know a
Sure.
single policy, and I bet you don't know a single policy. Tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Go ahead.
Are you saying past
You
tense
can't. Look
or
at that.
policy?
You can't. Name the
Okay.
policy he passed. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I didn't hear you.
Name the policy he passed. Go
when
ahead.
He was president? Or
Ma'am, it's not my
policy-
fault you have a processing issue. I'm not going to repeat everything
Oh
4
my
times.
God.
Answer the question.
Fuck off. I don't care.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
I'm not crying, I promise you. I promise you, you cannot make me cry.
Oh, gosh.
see your
Answer the
face. I'm
question.
taking so
Answer the
many
question. Answer the
screenshots
question.
that
Answer
I'm
the
gonna send
question.
to-
I asked you to name one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class. Can you name it or not? If no, say so.
So you're saying from when he
Okay,
was
so you
president?
can't.
I can't even ask a question?
Ma'am, I said 4 times. 5 times. Name a policy from his first term in office that economically benefited middle class Americans. Go ahead.
Illegal immigration.
Girl, I know you did not just name that. He passed illegal immigration. You just said he passed illegal
Deported
immigration.
More people than any other president. Yeah. Does that make you mad?
MAGA Republicans, do you claim this? MAGA Republicans in the chat, do you claim her? I just want to hear from the MAGA Republicans real quick. Do you guys claim her? Do you claim this one? Like everybody, all the Democrats, all the Kamala supporters, stop commenting. All the Kamala supporters do not comment. I just work me to the MAGA Republicans in the chat, to the Trumpers in the chat. Not insulting y'all right now. All the Kamala supporters, stop commenting for a second. Me to the Trump supporters in the chat. Do y'all claim this one? Y'all claim her? Is she yours? Do you guys want to pick her up? You guys want to pick her up? All right, can you come pick this up? It seems like half of you Trumpers are saying yes, half are saying no. Listen, to the ones of y'all who are saying yes, you guys want to come pick her up? Because it seems you lost your sundowning little lady here. I mean, guys, it is 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West. It is too early to be sundowning right now, okay? Mrs. White needs to change her name to Mrs. Dementia. Come pick her up. All right? All right, Kamala supporters, y'all can keep chatting again. Sorry to make you stop, but I wanted that to be between me and the Trumpers for a second. Trumpers, come pick up your trash, okay? It ain't even Tuesday yet. What are you doing? You don't get to do an early drop-off and leave me with this? That's disgusting. All right, Mrs. White, do you know what Donald Trump's border policy is?
You know what's so sad?
Mrs. White, do you know... I just muted you again. Isn't it cute? Somebody drop a 10. I'll do it again. I don't care. Guest, tell me. Unmute. Hurry up. What is Donald Trump's border policy? Can you hurry up? Hurry up. Thank you, Mark, for the $5. I appreciate the love. Can you hurry up? Unmute. Let's go. Hello, do you know where you are? Mrs. White. America would like a word with you. There you go. Good girl. Do you know what Donald Trump's border policy is? 1, 2, 3, Mrs. White. Eyes on me. Do you know what Donald Trump's border policy is?
Are you gay?
Oh, Mrs. White, I'm not interested in you. Trust me, Mrs. White.
Are you gay?
Mrs. White.
That's an honest
Mrs.
question.
White.
I'm asking.
Mrs. White, I am not interested in you and your husband. For the final time, I get you to have your kinks. We don't share the same kink. And I don't stay with people who are 4 times my age. Okay, so Mrs. White, if you're at the age where you're reaching that whole sundowning era, that's not my era, right? So let's get back into this. Ugh.
I'm reaching the same
And this
age
time,
as you,
tell me,
Oh.
excuse me, Mrs. White, tell me, what is Donald Trump's border policy? Do you know?
Are you gay?
Oh my gosh, Mrs. White.
Oh,
Let's move on. Oh my gosh. She wasn't even answering the question. I'm like, tell me Donald Trump's border policy. She's like, I don't know where I am. And Mrs. White, I'm not interested in your husband. I get it. You're not doing it for him, so you want to know if I'd be into him. Like, don't get me wrong. I like guys, but certainly not going to be interested in Mr. White, okay? Let's get up the next guest. That was kind of pathetic. Like, low-key, I felt bad for her. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hello?
Hi.
I was just here to say that Mrs. White is a bitch.
Yeah, okay.
How can you say that
Regina...
you support sexual abuse? That is actually insane.
No, I get it. Listen, I appreciate you coming up. Thank you for the love. Listen, that's just MAGA Republicans being MAGA Republicans, right? She came up here, she said she supports sexual abuse. Clearly she does, right? And she was saying it with her full chest. Like, she was so proud to say it. Hi, are you voting for Trump?
No, I'm voting for Kamala, but I just
W's in the chat. Thank you for coming up. Folks, I am just looking to talk to opposition right now, so if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. I appreciate, though, listen, I love that the second she said she supports sexual abuse, when I tell you that my guest request skyrocketed. Like, you all were like, absolutely not, let me at her. I don't think that Mrs. White recognizes I was really holding her back there. I was keeping y'all away from her. Like, I was really keeping her safe. I was like, let me keep her safe. Like, when I tell you that my guest request skyrocketed when she said that she supports sexual abuse, I was like, oh man, I was like pushing y'all back. I'm like holding you back. Vince, how you voting for Donald Trump?
I want to.
That's disgusting. Are you able to vote?
Yes, of course. 31.
Where are you from?
Michigan.
What time is it in Michigan?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Thank you, Vladimir. But Vladimir, just come on your personal account next time. You don't need to do the whole side account, right? Okay, Vladimir. Mr. Putin, you don't got to use your burner. You could just come on your personal account. I am from Michigan, but I do not know where time it is in Michigan. Let's get up our next guest. This is fun. I'm having fun. I'm having a great time. Just happy to be here. Just happy to be here. Hi, Bruce. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's disgusting. Sorry, that was rude. Can we start over?
If you'd like.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry, that was obnoxious of me. I apologize. Are you voting for
That's all
Donald
right.
Trump?
It's been a long couple months for everybody.
It really has. So are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes.
Yes, that's fucking gross. That's what I wanted to say the original time.
Okay.
So anyway, why are you voting for the felon?
My business.
Wow. Are you a small business operator? A corporate business operator?
No, my personal business of why I'm voting for Trump.
Oh, the mafia. Congrats. Okay. How long you been in it? I'm Italian too.
I'm not Italian.
Oh. What's your business?
None of yours of why I'm voting for Trump, except that I am. That's what
you came up here
was.
to a debate platform to tell me about why you're voting for Donald Trump, but you won't tell me why you're voting for Donald Trump. Where am I supposed to go from here?
Okay. I will, as long as you don't want to scream that chicken at me every time I try to answer you.
Low-key, if somebody drops a 50, you better bet that chicken's getting screamed into your face, man. That's life.
And you say you're a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer.
That's what you said earlier.
Oh, yeah, because it's funny to troll her.
No, you.
Right. I said I was a lawyer to her because it made her mad.
Oh,
Listen,
so you're really not.
If me saying that I'm George Soros's mistress makes that little old lady, Mrs. White, mad, oh heck yeah, I will be saying I'm George Soros's mistress.
And that was quite funny when you did. I thought it was hilarious.
Because that's what it is. Mama didn't raise me to have a sense of humor. Mama raised me to be funny AF. It's life. So tell me again, why are you voting for the felon? Let's dive into this.
Well, the thing is, I guess right now, Trump had a zero tolerance policy, which I liked. And now the new one that Kamala Harris wants.
Zero tolerance when it comes to the border?
That was his policy, the zero tolerance when they had it in effect back in his first presidency.
Nothing has changed. Do you think that they're finding illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants? I'm not great with the jargon on that. Undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants. Do you think that they're finding them and then letting them go? That somebody is caught as an undocumented immigrant and then they're letting them go? Is that what you think?
Well, both sides of the street has their opinions.
It was just a yes or no. I wasn't asking for both sides of the street. So tell me again.
Say they are.
For undocumented immigrants, do you think that there's a catch and release policy underway right now? What are you saying?
I would say
Is this Bruce White? Bruce White?
No.
Okay.
Last name.
Nobody's getting caught and released. Nobody.
Okay. All right.
Somebody's caught, they're detained and deported. That's how it is. It's called deportation.
Sure. Okay. My question is on Kamala's.
But I want to better understand something. And do you know what Kamala's border policy is?
Oh, yes. The only thing I don't agree with is giving the state the rights to do the border how they feel fit.
Well, it's not to give them the right to do it how they see fit. It's to offer them funding should anything be missed. Then they can take immediate action to solve the issue without the red ropes of bureaucracy. Right? Because if you pass a bill to allocate funding to border states to secure the issue once it arrives, they'll already have the money to do so. That way, they don't have to go through Congress to get more money allocated. And we know how inefficient Congress is right now under the leadership of Speaker Mike Johnson, right? I mean, Mike Johnson wouldn't head into office to allocate funding for those impacted by the hurricane in North Carolina. What makes you think that if a border issue arises, he's going to call a special session to allocate funding for that?
Well, my question is why should a federal border be up to the state to decide how they want to handle it? Because it looks like then the federal government
you're voting for Donald Trump. You're voting for Donald Trump,
right?
Okay, Donald Trump is the guy who said, "Hey, why should the federal government protect the right to choose? Let's pass it down to the states."
Okay, different subject. Stay on this one.
No, it ain't. It's a perfect comparison. Perfect comparison.
No,
Chat, was that not a perfect comparison? Bruce, I get you don't want me to talk about this, but I'm still going to do it. So you're saying that you want to pass abortion over to the states and out of the hands of women and the federal government who is protecting the rights of women, but you don't want to offer support to states to secure the border how they see fit and pass that down from the federal government. That is a blatant hypocrisy.
Actually, I think completely different about the abortion
That's not.
thing too.
It's the same exact thing. You just changed the
No,
words.
no, you're telling me one thing.
You're voting for the candidate Donald Trump,
Oh,
who
God,
stripped away Roe v. Wade. Correct?
No, he didn't do it. The Supreme Court did. Two different branches.
Who nominated the Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe v. Wade?
Don't care. They have the right to vote on their
Oh,
own.
you don't care?
No, because they have the
You
right to
don't
vote on their own.
care?
They voted on their own.
Really?
Trump
You
doesn't-
don't care?
Is Trump on the Supreme
Who
Court?
nominated
yes or no?
the justices that overturned Roe v. Wade?
And who's on the Supreme
Who
Court?
nominated
Not
the
Trump.
justices that overturned Roe v. Wade?
And Trump's not on the Supreme Court.
I'm not going to stop repeating the question, so the sooner you answer, the sooner we move on.
Oh,
Who
see,
nominated
if you-
the 3 justices who overturned Roe v. Wade?
Well, he did.
There you go. Now we can move
Right.
on. So let's
Okay.
understand that Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade.
Wrong, because
Okay?
he didn't vote on it.
No.
You
You're
can
the
pick your
only-
buddies to do
excuse me,
whatever.
You are
If they
the
want to
only
decide to do
one.
what they want to do,
Stop.
they can.
You are the only one who thinks this. You are the only person I've ever heard make this argument. I've never heard such a thing. And I've been in the Supreme Court numerous times for his hearings. I was there sitting across from Clarence Thomas for his immunity hearing. I was there reading through the documents for Clarence Thomas. I was there on the day of his Colorado ballot hearing, front seat in the Supreme Court. I've never heard anybody in that court, anybody outside of that court, make the argument you're making. It's nonsensical. Everybody recognizes that Donald Trump nominated 3 Supreme Court justices with the mission of overturning Roe v. Wade, and that's what they did. And Donald Trump bragged about it. He also took credit for it. On Truth Social, in interviews, he has said time and again, he is proud to have overturned Roe v. Wade, and Roe v. Wade would not have been overturned if not for him. Do you understand?
Well, I'm sure I know he said that, but the thing is, I'm like, that's like me having city council vote for something, then turn around and say I had something to do with it when I didn't even vote him in there.
Oh my gosh. You're disagreeing with everybody, including Donald Trump, who said he did it? Are you good?
Yeah, because he ain't got the power to do it. Supreme Court did it. That's why they got the branches that are separate.
right.
But hang on. I just got
No,
one
no,
more
no, no,
thing.
no, 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 no.
I can't talk about
No.
abortion.
This
Please.
is some nonsense. Do you believe in
I
exceptions
don't
for
think-
rape, incest, life of the mother?
I don't think, no, I don't care about that. I'm asking about the other thing.
I'm sorry, you don't believe in the exceptions?
I'm not going to answer that question. You're
You
just gonna
don't
scream
believe
the-
in the exceptions.
I do believe the exceptions.
Okay. You're voting for a candidate who does not believe in the exceptions.
Well, the problem is both sides are wrong.
What? Stop both
Yes.
sidings this, dude. You have one side, Kamala Harris, who's saying she
No.
will protect the right to choose. Kamala Harris, who
Wrong.
says that if you choose to have a baby, she'll give you a permanent $6,000 child tax credit to economically benefit your baby after you choose to give birth. Then you have Donald Trump, who says he's not going to let women the right to choose, leaving women like Kate Cox unable to seek an abortion for her non-viable pregnancy. Women like Amber Thurman, who are no longer with us because of his
Okay.
abortion ban. And then he
Right.
also won't provide a policy to economically benefit the mother after she's forced to give birth.
Okay.
That's not pro-life or pro-choice. That is pro-forced birth. Why are you voting for why are you voting for Donald Trump when he doesn't have a single policy to economically benefit the mother after he forces her to give birth? Can you answer that?
No, I can't answer that.
Okay, great. Wow.
I do wanna go
I'm
back
sorry,
to
you're
where-
saying that you can't answer that, really?
I just said I can't.
And so what? Am I supposed to entertain you? Like I'm supposed
No.
to entertain somebody who doesn't know a simple answer to a simple question?
I'm just going to say I don't want to answer that.
There you go. You
You'll
don't want
just
to
squeeze
answer
the
that.
chicken at me if you don't like the answer. All right, can I go back to what I want to say about abortion? Then I'm just going to go away for the night. You can do your thing, okay?
Sure, go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
And believe
Yeah, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Oh, sir, you muted yourself. You need to unmute, Bruce. I think you accidentally tapped on your screen. You good? You there?
my bad. I'm good.
No, you're good. Whenever you're ready.
The thing is
Bruce, dude, you did it again. You need to take your hands off of the
Okay.
touch screen. Like,
Gotcha.
just, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Just hold the bot. I don't know if.
Am I good now?
Yeah, I can
My
hear you
bad.
now.
I do this more than once. Anyway,
No, you're You did it again, man. Is there water? Like, do you have a water droplet? That happens sometimes. If you have like a water droplet on, like wipe the phone on your pants or something. You know what I
have
mean?
no idea what's going on. Anyway, I'm gonna just put my phone down so I'm not.
My guy, that's the
we
fourth
go.
time. Do we need to let you go?
Okay.
Oh, you got it? You're good?
Here's my question for you.
All right, go ahead. Dang, again.
if you want to go to the doctor and have your tongue, it doesn't take a meeting. Did you hear?
Dude, I can't hear you. Keep muting yourself. Can you just unmute and like ask the question? But be quick, maybe, because I think I don't know if you're trolling now or what's up.
No. This is someone.
All right, let's let him go. I'm done trolling him. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Hi, Robbie. How you doing?
I am good, and I know you were trying to only speak to Trump supporters. I know you need a break, though. I wanted to say I love you. Keep
Love you
doing
right back,
what you're
Robbie.
doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming up. Let's try to find another Trump supporter here. Folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Oh, there we go. We got Bruce back up. All right, Bruce, whenever you're ready, answer that question. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready, ask that question.
For you.
All right, go ahead. It's always fun when you get a second level at the game, isn't it? Look at that. Thumbs getting a workout.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. All right, I'm tired of that game. I'm going to return it to GameStop. Let me get up my next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Hello?
Hello. So I live in Sweden, and I am not actively voting.
All right, there's a bucket of tea on the way to the Boston Harbor right now. Barb, $10 to tell Mrs. White that you hate her. Mrs. White, it says that you're still in the live stream now, so Mrs. White, I want you to know that Barb hates you. There, I told her, Barb. Thanks for the love, Barb. And thank you for hating Mrs. White. I think all of us really hate Mrs. White. Okay, let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Don't be shy. Or do be shy. I really don't care. I'm not here to teach you your coming of age. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, let's get up our next guest. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, hello, I do. Can I ask why do you vote for Kamala?
Okay, Vladimir, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Mr. Putin.
Hey, so I
Can
know.
you wait a minute? Was I on you yet?
What do you mean?
Was I talking to you yet?
Oh,
My God. Just kidding. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
No, but I just want to say.
Guys, I hate when you do that. So a friendly, like when someone from our community comes up, guys, you know I'm in the zone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be
No,
mean to
it's
you.
okay. I just want
I'm
to
so
say
sorry.
that
I was in the zone.
I just wanted to take a minute to say some appreciation.
Oh shucks! Now I feel like an ass. Ugh.
No, because you're like so funny. Like after a bad day, I just watch these and I just cannot stop laughing.
Shucks, I appreciate it. Well, thank you for coming up. We got less than 2 days to go, so I'm excited for us to cross that finish line together. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate the love.
Yeah.
My heart, the second I realized right off the bat, I said it. I was like in the zone, and I'm like, let me slap him down. This is a Trumper, and it wasn't a Trumper. And then my heart, I felt shatter. I was like, no, guys, y'all know I'm in the zone. Shucks, love you guys. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Not a Trumper. Voted for Kamala in Wisconsin. Just want to say Mrs. White sucks. I looked at her file. She was following underage minor boys.
Sounds about right for Mrs. White. Thank you so much for coming up. I know that. You know what? I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that, but I'm not shocked. I ain't shocked. Hello, Steven. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yeah, voting for Donald Trump, mate.
Y'all, chat, I'm going to need you guys to start chipping in for the buckets of tea going out to the Boston Harbor, okay? Venmo, PayPal in the bio. Like, where's the reparations for this nonsense? I'm going to need some sort of... Y'all are going to have to help me start paying for the tea, because the Boston Harbor's going to fill up real quick. Okay, this one's not coming up. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump?
I'm not. Shit, sorry about that. I'm auto tapping.
You're good. You're good. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Your friend. Your friend. Tell me your voice. Come on.
Jesus, what is happening right now?
Yeah, Johnny.
Couples that love together, sundown together.
Yeah, I just want to say congratulations, man. I'm voting for Kamala.
Oh my gosh! Guys, if you're friendly, stop coming up! I'm roasting you guys, and I don't mean to be! You guys know I'm in the zone! Thank you for the love. I'm sorry I roasted you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love our community. But guys, y'all keep coming up and you know I'm in the zone. Like, I'm in the zone, so I'm roasting. And you folks are coming up just to what? Get roasted? Kelsey, thank you for the $5. I appreciate the love. I literally said couples that love together, sundown together. I am so sorry. That was so rude of me. If I knew you were a friendly, which I don't know you're a friendly because I'm just looking for Trumpers, I need you to, guys, really, if you're a Trumper, come on up. Let's chat. If you're a Kamala supporter, please stop doing this. My heart is breaking. Oh my gosh. Hello, chat. Are you voting for the criminal? Okay, guess not. Let's move on. Down for life. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Hi, Alex. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hello. Yes, I will be voting for Donald Trump.
Wow, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. That was rude. I apologize. I apologize, Alex. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's start anew. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, my statement stands. That's fucking gross. So why are you voting for a fucking rapist, man? Why are you doing that?
I'm not going to vote for a woman.
Yeah, okay.
Their brains are smaller than men.
Hold on. Hold on. Statistically and factually and categorically, you're wrong. A woman's brain develops far faster than that of a man. For example, my brain is not fully matured right now. As of this moment in time at my age, my brain is quite literally not fully developed. I will only, if you guys think I'm smart now, just wait. I'm only going to get smarter. Only going to get smarter. If you guys think I'm smart now, and I hear it all the time, Donald Trump said it himself. George Santos actually called me smart. I should play the video. George Santos said I'm good enough to be a Supreme Court justice. That's your party, MAGA. If y'all think I'm smart now, y'all just wait. I'm only going to get smarter from here. Got into an Ivy League. Quiet. Got into an Ivy League on this brain. Only going to get smarter from here, though. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? All right, let's get up the next guest. This one is kind of old. It's like playing with soggy food. It's just boring after a while. Oh my gosh, Taylor dropped $25 to say F you, Alex. Thank you so much for the $25, Taylor, and I agree. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Hello, guests. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
If I was a dumbass, I would. I just want to join and say I love you and fuck you, Alex.
She goes, I love you so much. Oh, you're getting a follow for that one. That was awesome.
This is why we're taking back the country. This female, we're going to take back this country. Like, fuck you, Mac. I'm sorry, Johnny. I don't want to.
Hey, that was good. I appreciate it. Love you so much. Thank you for coming on. That was awesome. She goes, no, and F you, Alex. I'm like, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. That was beautifully done. Love that. That was good. Woman stood on business. She said, no, let me come in and let me wreck Alex. That was phenomenal. Let's try to get up our next guest. Again, folks, if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest requests. To turn on this air conditioner. It was really, it was a drive-by. It was a drive-by. She drove by, slapped down Alex, and left, and that was beautifully done. I love it. I love it. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. Ugh. Melania, if your tummy hurts that bad, stop eating. Never mind. Never mind. I'm going to choose kindness. I chose 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 kindness. I'm proud of myself. I picked kindness. I picked kindness. The fact I had to remind myself to pick kindness speaks volumes, but I did successfully pick kindness. I chose kindness. I chose to be kind. Again, folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request right now. Don't keep being a bunch of snowflakes in my comment section. If you're voting for Trump, join the guest request. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Sydney?
Hi, Johnny. How are you?
Depends. Are you voting for Trump?
I am, but I did
Wow, then I'm not doing so well.
I did have a question.
So, I have a question for you, too.
Okay. Is that okay if I ask you a question first?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay.
So what went wrong?
What went wrong? Well,
Yeah,
I
like
do
in
have-
life, to get you to vote for a sexual abuser.
So I particularly don't agree with some of things that Trump has done.
Oh, okay,
but-
yeah. It's not. Let's be clear. He didn't take a candy bar off the shelf of a dollar store and forget to return the dollar store
not.
candy bar. No, he raped a woman.
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah.
agree with that. There's,
And
I
you
do
don't
believe
agree with that, and yet you're still willing to vote for him. Do you have kids?
I do. I have a 14-month-old
God
son.
help them. So you have kids. Shelly, thank you so much for the $34, $1 for each felony. Shelly, that's so fucking funny. Shelly goes $34, $1 for each felony. Thank you, Shelly, for the love on Venmo. That's funny. Thank you for that. That was funny right there. I like that. That was funny. She's got humor. Sorry, what were you saying? Something stupid? What were you going on about? Oh, that's right. You were voting for a rapist. Yeah, why are you voting for a rapist? Is it like a...
So I am voting for Trump for...
You just went quiet. My hands are here, sweetheart. I ain't even touch you. I ain't touch your mic. You're right there. You could fix that shit yourself. My hands, right here. I did not mute. I did not touch the phone. Hands are here. Hands, here.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
It depends. I really wish I couldn't hear you, but I guess I have to. So why are you voting for the criminal?
I can leave if you're gonna have an attitude like that. I can leave. I'm just
Oh my
trying to have a civil
gosh.
conversation.
I'm
with you,
having an
actually.
attitude.
Yeah.
Oh, get over it.
Okay, I will. Bye.
Yeah, bye. You don't know how to leave the live stream, do you? There you go. She got it. You're going to be a grape apologist and tell me I have an attitude? Okay, get real. You have an attitude. Yeah, and you're apologizing for a grapist. Huh? You have an attitude and you're voting for somebody who committed sexual abuse. We are not on the same level. You ask why I have an attitude. You're voting for somebody who quite literally raped a woman. And you're proud of that? Hi, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Hello? All right. Let's get up our next guest. She goes, you have an attitude. Oh, honey, I was just getting started if you thought that was bad. We do something to trigger all the MAGA Republicans. This is called a lip balm. It's the reason a MAGA Republican never gets kissed. Gonna put some lip balm on. Got my lipstick. I just know all the MAGA Republicans are triggered. Take a screenshot. It'll last longer. So why are you voting for the criminal?
Kamala.
You voting for Kamala?
Yep.
Hey, thank you for coming up. I appreciate you taking the time. Folks, I am just looking to talk to opposition right now, all right? We got less than 2 days to go and every second matters. So if you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Hello, buddy.
Hey, what's up there, buddy? What you doing?
Are you good?
I'm sorry, say it again.
You voting for Trump?
I am voting for Trump. Who you voting for?
Well, certainly not the sexual abuser known as Donald Trump. So why do you hate America, I guess, is my first question.
Well, you voting for an independent?
If you mean somebody who isn't dependent on a prison, somebody who's not going to be dependent on law enforcement officers who keep him chained up in his prison cell, then yes, I'll be voting for Kamala Harris, the prosecutor, not Donald Trump, the criminal felon. So why are you voting for the rapist?
Why don't you like Alabama?
Well, I like Alabama.
Yeah.
Are you from Alabama?
Why don't you like Alabama?
Are you from Alabama?
Why can't you answer my question?
Are you from Alabama? I'll answer your question if you respond.
Why you don't like Alabama?
Are you from Alabama?
Alabama. Yeah. What do you got against them?
Oh, you are from Alabama.
What do you got against them?
Well, that's why I don't like Alabama, because you're from there.
I'm not from Alabama.
Well, you just said you were.
I said, what do you have against them?
Oh, so you're not from Alabama?
What do you have against them?
Why do you keep repeating yourself? You're not like...
Because you hadn't answered the question.
Low-key, this is getting a little freaky-deaky. Are you good? If you're looking for some excitement, maybe look somewhere else.
I think freaky deaky's probably your thing there, guy. I'm just saying.
Okay, the closet's glass.
I'm just saying.
The closet's glass.
So
can we get some rainbow flags in the chat, please?
Why are you? What you got against
he's
him?
apparently having his coming of age. So why are you voting for the criminal?
What do you got against Alabama?
Oh my gosh, Uncle Daddy, answer the question.
You first.
This is my last time asking you. My last time asking you before you're out of the live. Let me get this right. TikTok says you waited well over 15 minutes to come talk to me, and I'm more than happy to waste your 15 minutes of time. That's 15 minutes of your life that you will never get back, and those 15 minutes will belong to me. So you can either answer the question and we can engage in a conversation, or I will gladly take your 15 minutes of the life that is already shrinking day by day and keep it in my pocket. So one more time. Why are you voting for Donald Trump? If you refuse to respond to this question as you unmute, you will be kicked, and I will keep those 15 minutes.
Take that time from you off your live. Right. That you could be having.
Good riddance. That's 15 minutes of your life you're never getting back. Glad you wasted them on my live stream. Let's get up our next guest. If you are voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's have a conversation. Randy, how are you voting for Donald Trump?
Is it any of your concern?
You joined my live stream. You joined my live stream. I asked if you're voting for Trump, and you said it's not my concern. Excuse me. Ma'am, miss, you just joined my live stream that says, I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Why are you voting for Trump? You requested to talk to me. And then I said, are you voting for Trump? And you said, it's not my concern. Are you good? Like, are you, like... I was going to ask you about Trump. Now I just want to know if you were dropped on your head as a baby. What happened here?
First of all, I was in the U.S. military.
Apparently.
That you would never do.
Oh, sir, you know what? Thank you for your service. But thank you. Thank you for your service. Certainly no thank you for your ignorance. Tell me again. Thank you for the service. No thank you for the ignorance. You came onto my live stream, which is all about who you're voting for. And when I say, who are you voting for? You said it's not my business. Oh, he just ran away. Cow emojis in the chat. Moo. Moo, 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 moo. Folks, if you feel bad for me, or if you want to support me, my Venmo and PayPal are in my bio. This is insane. I'm gonna need some reparations for this nonsense. Like, I need to pick me up. This is some insane stuff right there. I'm literally just dealing with, like, at this point, I feel like I'm talking to, I don't even know anymore. Like, after Mrs. White and then whatever this Randy guy was going, I mean, literally, I feel like I'm talking to very ill people, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm just like, what is going on? Was I talking to you yet? No. Oh my gosh, I'm talking to my chat. Can you wait a minute? Not everything surrounds around you.
Why are you so sassy? I haven't said anything.
Sorry. Your mommy made me this way. So why are you voting for the criminal?
I'm not voting for a criminal. I'm voting for Trump.
It's the same thing. When I say, why are you voting for the criminal, and you know damn well that Donald Trump is the criminal, just say, oh, I'm voting for Trump because, and save us both some time. Notice how we have to do this whole go around goose chase? You could have just said you're voting for Trump because? Okay, so why are you voting for the criminal? Go ahead.
I'm voting for him because of his strong stance on immigration.
What's his stance on immigration? Tell me his border bill.
Just the immigration reform and border.
Okay, you don't know what his border bill is. If I tell you his border bill, you could have just said, yeah, no, save us both some time. Again, you are really more than happy to waste time, aren't you? I'll tell you why I'm voting for Kamala after we talk about this border bill. Donald Trump says he wants to build the wall. Do you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
I bet you don't agree to some of these things. I bet you that you're not going to like what I'm talking about here. Donald Trump says he wants to spend 2,000 salaries worth. That is 2,000 salaries you're going to have to pay for to secure the border. He says that he wants 2,000 border agents to monitor his wall. You want to pay for those salaries?
I would gladly for national security, of course. I think
you're going to put national security first like that, yeah? Really?
Yeah, I would.
You want... Fine. Just go ahead. Take it out of your pocket. I don't care. Do you want... Excuse me. Do you want to block illegal asylum seekers?
If they're going...
This is illegal.
If they're coming illegally, yes. If they're coming through...
I'll give him that. I will give credit where credit is due. Even I actually agree with that. Because it's illegal. I get it. This, I have a question about. Do you want to cap immigration? Donald Trump says that after you make all illegal immigration abolished and you're left with that of only legal immigration, you need to cap it. He says we're going to have an overflow if we don't. You agree with that?
What's the cap? Depending on what's
Hasn't told us yet.
Then I can't agree or disagree.
Gotcha. Do you want to give millions of dollars to border states to secure the border how they see fit? Donald Trump says that this is border state
patrol funding.
Okay. Cool. All right. Can we talk about Kamala's policy now?
Deportation.
Can we talk about Kamala's policy now?
Go for it.
Okay. Now, just to reconfirm on the cap on immigration before we go about this, Donald Trump says, here's the example he used. He says, to be clear, because I see somebody said I didn't explain Donald Trump's policy right, so I want to explain it again further then. Donald Trump says if you have illegal immigrants on this side and that this is the country, and they all, like, country, illegal immigrants. If you wipe out the illegal immigration channel, so the only channel is in the country, the cup, you put all the illegal immigrants in legally, at some point the cup overflows. So Donald Trump says before the cup overflows, he wants to put a lid on it. Do you want to do that? I'm going to drink some of the illegal immigrants while you think.
I think depending on what's the cap, yeah. I think there should be a cap, though.
Okay, so then you do agree with the cap. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so then I guess I did explain it poorly. So let's understand then. So you support the wall, you support the 2,000 border agents, you support the block on illegal asylum seeking, you support the cap on immigration, you support the border state fund.
Sounds horrible. But and I'm an immigrant. As horrible as that sounds, I think...
But you support this? You endorse this policy? Really?
Yeah, I endorse it.
Okay, cool. That's Kamala Harris's policy. Excuse me. That is Kamala Harris's policy, not Donald Trump's policy. I just lied to you. You just endorsed Kamala Harris's policy. You understand that? That was not Donald Trump's policy. I lied to you. I said that was Donald Trump's policy. It was Kamala Harris's policy, and you endorsed it. That was every single piece and every single aspect on our website. That is her policy, not Donald Trump's.
About there being a cap.
Excuse me. Yes, even the cap. All of that is Kamala Harris, and you just endorsed it. You endorsed the cap. You endorsed the border wall. You endorsed the block on illegal asylum seeking. You endorsed the border fund. You endorsed the 2,000 border agents. You just endorsed Kamala Harris's border bill. Excuse me. That's not Trump's policy. Trump is running on mass deportation. You would know that if you did your research, but you clearly didn't before coming up here. Yes, that is Trump's policy. Trump's policy is mass deportation. You just endorsed Kamala's policy. Trump is not running on the border wall this time. It's not on his website. Neither is it in his policy. And the RNC chose not to adopt it this year. Again, you just endorsed Kamala's border policy. So say it. Say, I just endorsed Kamala's border policy. That's not their policy. They don't share the same policy. You're confused. Donald Trump, in fact, shut down the bipartisan border deal that would have accomplished these very items. He, in fact, denounced doing this. He said he would not want to do this. He He did. He blocked the bill. He blocked, sir. They were going to pass the bill that would have accomplished that border wall. It would have accomplished everything I just told you. Donald Trump said, "Don't pass it."
Ukraine for no fucking reason.
I don't know what you're talking about. Foreign aid was not in the bill. They took out the foreign aid, and Mike Johnson passed that separately. You're saying they didn't pass the bill because there was foreign aid in it? Then why did Mike Johnson take out the foreign aid, pass that separately, and block the border bill? It's because Donald Trump said block it. Excuse me. Do you see the hypocrisy, what you just said? You just said that they blocked the bipartisan border deal because of foreign aid. Mike Johnson passed the foreign aid. They didn't pass the border bill because Donald Trump told them not to secure the border in its entirety. He wants to campaign on it. He does not support the wall. That is not, to be clear, you might think that he's the first to introduce the wall. He's not. George Bush introduced the wall. Barack Obama built 400 miles on the wall. Donald Trump built 50 miles on the wall, which is far less than what Obama built. And again, George Bush introduced it, not Donald Trump. But this doesn't change anything. You just endorsed Kamala Harris on her border policy. You in fact said word for word, after I said you endorse this policy, you said, yes, I endorse this policy. Then I said, great, that's Kamala's policy, not Donald Trump's.
Well, dude, if that's her policy,
so you just endorsed Kamala's policy, yes or no?
So why the fuck hasn't she done that in the last 4 years?
They tried. Donald Trump blocked it. I just said this. Are you listening?
You told.
Are you listening? Are you listening?
Can you not be sassy?
Do you hear me?
I don't get that.
Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Again, they tried passing it. Donald Trump blocked it.
But so you're agreeing with me that the bipartisan bill did include foreign aid when it first got.
They took out the foreign aid, and the MAGA Republican Party passed the foreign aid. So the MAGA Republican Party. You're saying it got blocked because of the foreign aid. That's not true. They took out the foreign aid and passed the foreign aid. The foreign aid was signed into law. They passed the foreign aid. They didn't pass the border bill because Donald Trump said he wanted to campaign on the border and that he couldn't do that if the border was secured in its entirety. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. All right.
Well, so
now, do you want to go night? I know it's almost 7:00 on the West Coast. It's almost night time for you, I think, right? It's almost bedtime.
9:47.
Oh, you're on the East Coast. Oh, it's long past your bedtime. That's why you're sundowning.
Nah, bro, I don't sleep at work.
Oh, yeah. Is this your work?
No, is this your work? Joined while working. Yeah, no, I like.
And then you're going to blame Joe Biden when you get fired, aren't you? You're going to get fired and you're going to say, Joe Biden took my gerb! Joe Biden took our gerbs! Right? The whole South Park thing with they took our gerbs! You're going to lose your job and then blame Joe Biden, I'm sure. Okay. So you just endorsed. Okay, you don't need to harp on it. I don't get why your feelings are so hurt. Like, oh my gosh.
You're very sassy, bro.
Oh, you're so sassy. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? Or do you want to take a moment and endorse more Kamala Harris's policies? It's up to you.
He passed, what's that policy that he passed in real estate?
You can keep grasping for straws. I'm not helping you.
No, dude.
This is dementia.
Opportunity zones.
Dementia.
Opportunity zones.
More like dementia.
That was his idea. That's a great fucking idea.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about yourself. I thought you were calling yourself an opportunity zone. I'm like, trust me, that opportunity has sailed. I would call this dementia.
We're having a conversation. Why are you being sassy?
Sassy? This isn't sassy.
You asked me a question, and I answered it. The opportunity zone.
Not really. You actually didn't name a policy that economically benefited the middle class.
You know how many like apartments that created?
Oh wait, excuse me, Taylor. Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate it. This is for Taylor. First off, Taylor wants me to tell you that she hates you, and then she also asked if I do the chicken.
Do you even know what opportunity zones are? Do you understand that?
Sorry, pardon me. I'm asking you for a policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. Can you just respond?
Opportunity zones.
Thank you. I asked for an economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class, and we could keep going into this, but I'm not going to entertain the concept of opportunity zones. So get back into this.
Why not?
Tell me again one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle class Americans. Go ahead.
Tax cuts.
There you go. See? Now this is one I'll entertain.
Deregulation, trade policies, infrastructure.
No. There was no infrastructure policy. There was no trade policy. There was no manufacturing policy. He never passed a policy in any of those concepts you just stated. That was a concept of a plan and it never passed. Donald Trump didn't introduce an infrastructure package. That was Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill. This is why I'm saying you're sundowning. Okay? So tell me, what is the tax cut that Donald Trump gave? Normally, when you're sundowning, your doctor doesn't tell you. So I don't think it's on me to tell you that you are sundowning or exactly what it is. More so, I'm just going to give you a hint that you are, in fact, sundowning. I'm not going to tell you what the process is, though. Your doctor can do that.
Okay.
So tell me again, what was the tax cut for middle-class Americans? If you could hurry up. Can you hurry up?
No, I can't.
Can you hurry up? Name the number.
30.
No, 30. He gave a 30% tax cut? Really? Really?
15.
Wow.
You're telling me to give you a number. I'm 10.
I know for a fact you got a single digit on your SAT.
I didn't take
Let me
the
rephrase.
SAT.
Actually, I was just going to say you probably didn't take the SAT. Wow. The IQ size is definitely your shoe size, ain't it? So the tax cut for the middle class was 1% to 2%. You understand that?
Okay.
Okay, that's a big difference between 30%.
And what did Biden and Kamala do?
A tax policy is introduced every 8 years. They wouldn't have introduced a tax policy because you're still under Donald Trump's tax policy. It expires next year. Holy shit. The fuck? Choose kindness. Choose kindness. Be nice. Okay, what is the tax cut that Donald Trump gave to corporations?
That's the one that was like 10%.
No, it's not 10%. Did you just say that that's the one you know? You apparently didn't know it.
Bro.
It's not 10 or 15%. You want to try again?
And it's in between.
Okay, it's 14%. So Donald Trump gave a 14% double-digit permanent tax cut to corporations who are already making record high profits. Companies like Microsoft, who took that money and passed it up to their CEO, who walked away with more money at the end of Donald Trump's administration pre-pandemic before they walked in at the get-go of his first term. So we recognize that that money was passed up the change and it never trickled down. Can you justify why he gave a permanent 14% corporate tax deduction to those who are already making record high profits like Apple instead of giving that to the middle class when he said that the middle class was struggling, let alone though he only gave us 1% to 2% as a tax cut, which seems pretty unfair, especially when the 14% corporate tax deduction, I mean, that led to an $8 trillion debt, and middle class Americans pay that off, not corporations. So we lost out more than we got back into our pocket from the tax cut. Seems unfair to me, but can you tell me why you think that's fair?
$8 trillion? And then how much have we given to Ukraine?
You're going to have to ask Mike Johnson how much he's given to Ukraine. He's the one who, he's the speaker. You know that? Did you know that he's your speaker?
No.
Yeah, I can tell. He's your Republican Speaker of the House. He passes the money that goes to Ukraine. It's through weaponry. He passes it.
Okay.
Okay, this added $8 trillion to the debt. And middle-class Americans pay for that.
If it's not a spending?
Oh my gosh.
And the aid to Ukraine doesn't add into the debt. Doesn't the cost of immigration, all the apartments these people take up, all the hotels, all the money they get for free every month, doesn't that add to the debt as well that you pay for?
May I put you on mute for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Chat, sit put for a second. I just need to make a quick phone call. This is very important. I'll tell you right after. Hold on. Somebody's gonna learn real quick why my family's Second Amendment Democrats, I'll tell you that much. Ain't messing with my ma. Alright, let's get back into it. Can you unmute?
Yeah, so why wouldn't you want to discuss opportunity zones?
Because they're boring. And I want to talk about economic policies that benefit the middle class, and you're not doing that.
Wouldn't that
Listen, I like hearing this nonsense as much as the next guy, but I'd rather talk about substance, something about infrastructure, something about the economy.
But that does have to do with infrastructure.
It doesn't. What you're doing is pivoting into nonsense and giving Donald Trump credit for something that's completely redundant. Are we supposed to continue? Excuse me. What is the first issue on the mind of voters this election? Go ahead and tell me.
Immigration, the border, economy.
Okay.
And then your
abortion. Is that really that hard for you to say abortion? There you go. Yep. Good. So let's talk about that. Nobody gives a crap about opportunity zones. I know for a fact the women in this channel whose rights are on the line this election. Excuse me. We spoke about the economy already. The women in this channel, the thought on the forefront of their mind is not opportunities on the couch. I hope that Donald Trump... Can you not sneeze on me, nasty ass? What is that?
You tasted it?
You don't need to keep blowing your nose all over the place. I need to catch whatever you got. Catch whatever you got. So help me better understand this. You're not talking about women's rights because...
Because, bro, like that's one thing that I would probably not agree the most with Trump. I think it should be the.
So you're saying that what you're pro-choice?
That's the type of people that he needs to pick. One
you said you're pro-choice. You're pro-choice. Yeah, and you're voting for Donald Trump.
Dude, I value the economy more.
All right, whenever you're ready, you can talk. Just talk about the opportunity zones. Whenever you're ready, get into it. Just go.
I fucking love opportunity. That's what I fucking
Go for it. Go for it.
Opportunity zones. What do you want? What do you know? What do you want to know about it?
Whenever you're ready, don't let me stop you.
I hate you. No. You're a comedian, bro. You're sassy.
Bye. Hello.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Yeah, it's just one person here. This is a t-shirt. You should probably change your glasses. There's only one of us. I know you see two other heads. That's just me.
I'm talking about, I thought there was other people talking.
And I'm talking about dementia. So why are you voting for Donald Trump?
Listen, the reason I'm voting for him is...
Because you hate America. It was pretty obvious.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
First of all,
okay. It was
the only
pretty
reason
obvious.
I'm saying this is because...
Wow, I made myself laugh. I'm so proud of myself.
Be on the ticket.
I made myself laugh.
Not even be on the ticket.
I made myself laugh.
Something happened to Trump. First of
what
all,
are you talking about?
She wouldn't even be on the ticket if something happened to Trump. Do you believe that?
She wouldn't be on the ticket. You know that her and Donald Trump aren't running together, right? Or are you still sundoning?
I am talking instead of Biden.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. You're saying if something happened to Donald Trump, that Kamala wouldn't be on the ticket. Are you good?
Exactly.
What does that even mean?
If they would have took Trump out, Harris wouldn't even be on the ticket. It would still be Biden. So if you're voting for Harris,
John F. Kennedy didn't jump in that car on the morning when it happened, then he'd still be here today. Listen, I'm asking you, why are you voting for Donald Trump? Excuse me.
Answer the question. Do you believe that?
Excuse me. Why are you voting for Donald Trump? I don't need your conspiracies. Thank you, JFK Jr.
You want to talk about facts? I'm talking about the
yes, facts would be more enjoyable than whatever this sundowning experiment is.
You wouldn't even be able to vote for her if something happened to Trump.
Literally makes no sense. You're talking about what? The multiverse theory? Okay, I'm not here for your philosophy.
Taking him out.
Okay, thank you so much, Bill Nye. I'm not here to talk about the multiverse. Why are you voting for the criminal? It's giving Doctor Strange. Calm down. So you're voting for the criminal because...
It's not even voting for the criminal. You're voting for Harris because she's on the ticket and she shouldn't even be there.
Oh my gosh. In what sense would she not be there? You understand that she won the most delegates, that she is the nominee.
She wouldn't be on the ticket.
That's a multiverse theory. You're saying in a different universe that possibly Donald Trump wasn't in the race and she wouldn't be either? I don't know what to tell you. Listen, you're saying that if Donald Trump wasn't in the race, she wouldn't be either. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. These two candidates are in the race. These are your candidates. You're voting for the one that committed sexual abuse. I'm voting for the prosecutor. Why are you voting for the one that committed sexual abuse?
She didn't get one vote. She shouldn't even be on the ticket.
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Turn on your video and blink twice if you need help.
Listen,
actually, keep the video off. I don't need to see that. Why are you voting for the criminal? Can you just give me something of substance? Instead of whatever, like, honestly, this might be the most incoherent argument I have heard in the past probably 5 minutes, low-key.
She won't run nothing.
Can you talk about him? You haven't mentioned him once. You're voting for him, but you're only talking about her. Can you talk about him? Or are you this obsessed with her? Listen, I get she's not into you. I get she's not into you, but here's the reason why. She's hot. Shh, quiet. I get it. I see your profile photo. I get it. You're upset because she's hot and she's not into you, and that reminds you of high school. Because the hot woman didn't want to go out with you. I get it. I get it, man. I don't know what to tell you. I see your profile photo. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? That's fine. But you're talking an awful lot about her and not him. I don't know why you didn't go to prom. Can't help you there. I don't know why nobody invited you to homecoming. I can't help you there. Just because Kamala Harris is intelligent, fierce, and hot doesn't mean you need to keep attacking her, right? Like, let's be real. Kamala Harris is quite literally hotter than Obama. Like, Obama was known as, JFK, right, was the hottest, and then we had Obama, and then Obama was the hottest. Kamala Harris is really coming for that title. So let's be honest here. I get it. You're upset and you keep attacking her, but I'm asking you why you're voting for him and you haven't even mentioned him once. So tell me again, why are you voting for the criminal Donald Trump? Okay, get back into it.
First of all, I didn't tell you who I was voting for.
Oh my goodness gracious, you literally did. Did you already forget? You told me you were voting for Trump. Did you forget? You literally forgot. You literally forgot that you told me you were voting for Trump.
I said that because...
Sir, you said that and you forgot you said it. Are you okay?
She's a puppet.
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about your wife? Oh, you don't have a wife. Who am I? I could tell. That's why I said you don't have a wife, and I quickly fixed that statement.
I got rid of the retard.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, an Arsler. What else is new? Vanessa, thank you so much for the $25. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello.
Are you voting for Donald Trump?
If I could, yes.
Okay, that's one more bucket of tea going straight into the Boston Harbor. Hey, fun fact, Europeans, we are more than happy to send you Donald Trump. Feel free to take him. You want to vote for him so bad? Take him. Take him. Go ahead. Go on. He's all yours. Please. Ew. Do you want to cough more into the microphone?
I apologize. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm not forgiven. So why are you voting for a criminal?
Well, the fact is that, did you see the case that was presented in front of the...
Did you see I asked you a question and yet you didn't respond? Why are you voting for the criminal?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he's not a criminal.
As far as you're concerned, that's redundant to me because you're redundant to me. A unanimous jury appointed by Donald Trump's lawyers found him guilty. Lilith, thank you so much. Lilith, thank you so much.
He's going to win on appeal.
That was for Lilith. Lilith said, "Squeak the chicken and send $10." So, anyway,
but I'm voting for him because
you understand he can't appeal. You understand he can't appeal, right?
Listen, it's in front of
you understand he cannot appeal
court right now.
Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felony counts in relation to falsifying business records, checks, and statements. This was by a unanimous jury appointed by his own lawyers. I was within the courtroom sitting, I was literally across from Clarence Thomas during Donald Trump's presidential immunity case. I remember it all too well because I was drawing little doodles of the ugly faces that Clarence Thomas was making every single time Amy Coney Barrett spoke. It was actually very funny. I don't think they're on good terms. But I was there. Donald Trump's falsifying business records, checks, and statements, the 34 felony counts, are not protected by presidential immunity. There is no way for him to appeal this on any good standing. If he appeals, it will not overturn any conviction. He will still remain a felon. He will be sentenced. He will be sentenced. Period. Okay. Hopefully that helped you. But I'm sure it didn't.
So I voted for him because he got us out of
fix that. Okay.
Again.
So he hurt your economy. Congratulations.
Yeah. So
you just said, yeah. I go, so he hurt your economy. Congratulations. And you go, yeah. Okay. Calm down there, Uncle Daddy. So, again, why are you voting for the criminal? Can you tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited middle-class Americans?
No.
You're making this too easy for me now, Uncle Daddy. What's going on?
Well, basically,
well,
you asked why I'm going to vote for him.
I just said, can you tell me one economic policy he passed that benefited the middle class, and you really said no.
You asked why was I voting for him. You haven't allowed me
and then
to
I decided that you were incapable of answering
the
simple
fact that
question.
he exposed the media as being fake, and it is.
He didn't expose the media as being fake.
Republicans and Democrats.
Shauna, thank you for the $10, and I see your message. Thank you so much, Shauna. Okay, can you? Oh my gosh, like you keep talking. Sundown to yourself. Hold on a minute. Shauna, thank you for the $10, and I see your message. I did just make a phone call regarding what you had just messaged me. That's what that phone call was. Thank you so much, Shauna, for the information. I appreciate the love. And thank you for that information. I made the phone call. All right, guest, unmute. I guess. So anyway, you can't tell me one economic policy that Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class. Can you tell me one policy he passed to benefit our infrastructure?
To be honest, no.
Oh my God. Can you tell me one policy he passed that created jobs?
Are you saying that jobs were not created when Trump was in office?
I'm telling you to tell me a policy he passed that created jobs.
Are you saying to me?
I'm saying to you that I want you to tell. I'm sorry. Did I stutter? I told you to tell me a policy that Donald Trump passed that created jobs.
Well,
I didn't say he didn't create jobs. I'm telling you to tell me what he did to create jobs.
For blacks, Hispanics, and women.
Oh, that's just not true. Wow, you really live in that fantasy land, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can tell.
Well, it seems to me like you just want to make fun of people.
No, I'm not making fun of you.
You look cute, and you're not that cute.
Apparently, you seem to think so. You've been up here for quite some time.
No,
just so you know, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Well, actually, wait. Let me be clear. I know. Hold on. I know I just said I'm not interested. Hold on. I know I just said I'm not interested. I take that back. If you are a billionaire, yep. Are you a billionaire?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well then my statement stands. Not interested. So let's get back into this. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed to benefit our infrastructure? You said no. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class? You said no.
Well,
can you tell me a policy that Donald Trump passed to create jobs? You said no. So you can't name a policy that he passed to create jobs. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. You couldn't tell me a policy he passed to create jobs, benefit the middle class economy, or build our infrastructure. So let's talk about freedom. You obviously, excuse me. You obviously don't know policy. Let's talk about Donald Trump's tariffs. Go ahead. You start.
I don't have to say anything about the tariffs. I know.
Okay, so you mean you don't know?
Biden still has some of Trump's tariffs in place.
Right, because tariffs aren't a bad thing. The tariffs that Donald Trump was implementing, that was a bad thing. Right? For example, the 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture led to farmers having an export crisis as they lost China as a main consumer. They had a surplus in supply and demand issue, and they passed off rising costs, approximately $230 billion in rising costs, off to middle-class consumers. So that was not a good thing. I'm sorry, do you think that a $230 billion tax hike on the middle class was a good thing?
No, of course not.
Okay, look at that. Wow, he said something, right?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that we're doing better today than we were 4 years ago?
Let's ask the chat. Chat, what do you think? Are we doing better today than we were 4 years ago in a pandemic when there was an immense loss of lives, the economy was closed, and there were no jobs to be found in sight, when you couldn't get toilet paper?
Listen.
Oh, look at that. Everybody's saying yes. Top comments, yes. So now do I need to answer, or do you want to take it from the chat?
Well, I didn't believe in the pandemic. I didn't play into that. Okay?
You didn't believe in the
I didn't
pandemic.
take vaccines. I didn't let my family take vaccines. I didn't let my 93-year-old mother take a vaccine.
Oh, yes. What a
As far
great
as I was
son you
concerned,
must
it was a
be.
flu.
You really
I
said.
think that they brought up the pandemic
Oh, my
just to
gosh.
be able to fix the election in 2020.
You just said that the pandemic was fake. And you just said you didn't give your grandmother, your mother, whatever, the vaccine. Can't believe you just said that. Wow. This sounds less like you didn't believe in the pandemic, more that you really had it out for your mother. This sounds more like that your mother was probably like, honey, I want the vaccine, you know, because it's getting tough outside with the pandemic. And you were like, no, Mom, you don't need it. Sounds less that you, it really doesn't sound like you don't believe in the pandemic. It sounds like you hate your mom. Do you want to unmute? Oh, he doesn't know how to unmute. And please don't come up here saying that the pandemic wasn't real.
Well,
I lost,
it was a
excuse
flu.
me.
It was a
No, it
flu.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
A
back on
coronavirus
mute you
is a
go,
flu.
cutie patootie. I lost a lot of friends in that pandemic. Because of your MAGA Republican Party told my friends that the vaccine wouldn't work. And it told my friends that masking wouldn't work. A lot of us lost a lot of friends and a lot of family during that pandemic. You got lucky if you didn't. So don't tell us it was a flu. I also got hit hard by COVID. Okay, I have permanent lung damage. I use an inhaler. It's right here. I take numerous medications per day for my lungs to clear up my lungs to ensure I could breathe through the day. I drink tea 24/7. I don't like tea, but I have to, so I can speak well. I use a humidifier all day, every day. Okay, that is permanent damage to my lungs and things I have to do now as a guy in my 20s because of COVID hit me hard. So don't tell me that it was a flu, because fun fact, a flu wouldn't cause lung damage. Okay? Alright. So now let's get back into this.
Well,
Why do you hate your country?
I don't hate my country.
You
I
hate your
served my
country.
in the military.
You hate America.
I'm retired law
Why do you
enforcement.
hate America? Why are you
I don't hate
voting
America.
for a felon? A felon sexual.
Somebody-
Why are you voting for a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster who quite literally overturns Roe v. Wade, that being the law of the land, that being the right of women, without even providing them a single policy that would economically benefit them after he forced them to give birth? Why are you voting for the man who violated the Second Amendment with his bump stock ban? And I'm a Second Amendment Democrat. I love my Second Amendment. I don't like when people touch it, but Donald Trump violated it with his bump stock ban, and that's not me saying he violated it. That's his own Supreme Court saying he violated it. That's Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch. That is Brett Kavanaugh. The very Supreme Court justices he nominated ruled in June of this year that Donald Trump is a constitutional violator. You're voting for Donald Trump, who was called a fascist by his own chief of staff. The man who operates his entire administration called Donald Trump a fascist. Donald Trump's own vice president won't endorse him, let alone even run with him again, because Donald Trump asked Mike Pence to overthrow the Constitution for his own personal gain so that he could remain in office. Mike Pence refused. That makes Mike Pence a patriot, and that makes Donald Trump a fascist authoritarian. You're voting for Donald Trump, who said he wanted to be a dictator on day one. Donald Trump, who spit on the graves of soldiers by exploiting Arlington National Cemetery soldiers for his own personal gain. Somebody who had a police report filed against him for that very instance. Donald Trump, who refused to negotiate a deal with the family and Vladimir Putin, the family of U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, to bring him home. Joe Biden brought him home. Donald Trump didn't. Donald Trump, who said veterans are losers and suckers. Donald Trump, who dodged the draft. Donald Trump, who saluted a North Korean soldier. Donald Trump, who refused to hold Vladimir Putin accountable for putting bounties on the heads of our soldiers. Why are you voting for, in every instance, this man being anti-American? Why are you voting for that? Because it makes me think that you hate our country, that you hate America, that you hate the very freedoms that the military fought for, that you hate law enforcement, as you're looking to put a felon into the highest office in the land, but not the prosecutor, chief law enforcement officer who led the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice. And guest, I'm glad you ran away, because that means as you were listening, you realized you were deeply in the wrong. You knew you were in the wrong. You knew you were in the wrong. That's why you ran away. You heard me speaking, and you were actually listening, and you decided the next best course for you was to run away, and I agree. Let's get some cow emojis in the chat. We got a runner. We got a runner. We got a runner. Let's get up our next guest. Hopefully this one's going to be coherent, but it probably isn't going to be coherent. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. If you're voting for Kamala Harris, please hit that like button, hit the share button. I think we could probably get to 1 million likes before we end the live. If you could help us get to 1 million likes, that'd be awesome. Hello, Alexander. Are you voting for Donald Trump? Okay, next up. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba. Hello, Nathan. Are you voting for Donald Trump? 3, 2, 1, bye. Okay, slowly but surely. Folks, I hope I'm making you proud up here tonight. There's no reason why we can't have a little bit of entertainment. Oh, and to be clear, the sassy, I'm really not that sassy. I'll tell you what. I am really not that sassy. It's just no reason why we can't entertain while we're educating, you know? Education is fun, but 50% education, 50% entertainment. We can't be educating nonstop. I mean, where's the fun if this isn't a classroom? This isn't a classroom. We want to have some, you know, some entertainment too, I think. That's why we got Mr. Chicken. Oh, I should put a Trump wig on this.
Hello.
Low-key, I just don't feel like it right now. Let's get up our next. Hello, are you voting for Donald Trump?
No.
Slay. Hello. Normally when people say hi, you say hi back. Like I hear you breathing. I literally hear you breathing and like shuffling your feet on the floor. Do you want to respond or it's kind of rude? Wow, you must be fun at parties. Okay, let's get up our next guest. Not the first time I've been ghosted, certainly won't be the last. They are really creepy today, aren't they? They're just like joining, sniffing the screen as I'm on it. Like they're like joining. I pop up on their screen. I'm like, hello. And they're like, and then they leave. And it's like, please stop. Like it's getting really weird, MAGA. You're getting really creepy. Jennifer, hi. Are you voting for Donald Trump? See, she's sniffing the screen right now. Like, what's this? Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you're going to keep running up, like Trumpers, if you're going to keep coming in, sniffing the screen and running away, this is not a scratch and sniff. Like Touchy just said, this is not a scratch and sniff. Okay? It's kind of weird.
Just want to say I love you, man, and you're the best, man. You're really
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I never met a smart Trumper, I'll tell you that much. Oh, actually, there was this one that came up here and admitted they were ignorant, and I think that's probably the smartest Trumper I've ever heard from. The one who knew he was ignorant. Hi, are you voting for Donald Trump? Scratch and sniff. Scratch and sniff. Scratch and sniff. Oh my gosh. They're definitely scared. Coral, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate the love. Oh, as a current military. Hey, shout out to Coral. Coral, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your service, Coral. Let me turn off this air conditioning. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, wow. This one's talking. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
Are you voting for Trump?
Absolutely not. I won't vote for Kellen, and you're amazing.
Hey, thank you for coming up. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. I should have known the moment she was talking and she wasn't scratching sniffing. I should have known that it was a Kamala supporter. It was a friendly. It was a member of our beautiful community. Should have known. Should have known.
Hello.
Is that your voice?
Is that my voice?
Yeah, like that's your voice.
Oh no, am I being trolled already?
No, but that's just deeply unfortunate. There's surgeries for that. So why are you voting for the criminal?
I'm actually not voting for the criminal. I work for Kamala Harris, and I wanted to say,
Dude, no, guys, you gotta. I just want to say, okay, listen to the folks on this live. I want to be. I want to.
I just wanted to shout you out.
Listen, I appreciate the love. You guys, first off, let me just say, in my defense, when you guys come up here, you know I'm in the zone. So you're gonna. It's just, you know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not personal.
No, you're good, man. I volunteered for my college to get the vote out, so I just wanted to shout everybody out. You know, make sure you vote Tuesday. You got a plan. You know where your polling place is. You know what I mean?
Yep. Hey, thank you so much for turning out the vote, and thank you for fighting for Kamala and all the work that you're doing and for working for Kamala. I can't believe that the election's like right around the corner. I mean, we're less than 2 days away from it all being over, but we're not going back, and we're gonna win. And your voice is great, by the way. Great voice, great voice. You have a good one. You guys, when you come up, I'm sorry, guys. Listen, when I'm in the zone and you come up. You guys know how I am. Why you guys do that? You make me have to roast ya. I don't want to roast ya. But you make me do it. You make me do it. I don't want to hurt you.
What are you mocking my king for?
Listen, I don't even know what that was. Are you good? Can you let's restart here, Hunter. Why are you voting for Donald Trump? Let's start there, and this time give a coherent statement. How you doing, Hunter? You doing okay?
I'm doing just fine.
I don't give a shit. So why are you voting for the criminal?
I didn't appreciate you talking about my king like that. I don't like that. And he's gonna win come Tuesday, and I hope you know that.
All right, and I hope that your sister wife is doing very well. How's your auntie, mama, and uncle, daddy?
Asshole.
How's your auntie, mama, and Uncle Daddy doing? How's your Uncle Daddy doing? It's me, your king, Donald J. Trump, the 45th convicted felon of these United States.
He's not a felon. Period.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a cult.
It's not a
cult.
Why are you voting for him? For her. Why are you voting for her?
Damn, for people who talk a lot about Democrats not knowing gender, y'all seem to not be able to get Donald Trump's gender right.
Why are you voting for her? Give me a good reason.
Okay. Where's your accent from?
Why are you voting for her? Give me a good reason.
I can't tell if your accent is from your sister's side or your mom's side, but it probably doesn't matter because I'm sure they're the same person. So, anyway, where's the accent from?
Why are you voting for her?
Oh, my cup is empty. Can you cry into this? I'm running out of water.
Let me explain something to you.
Can you? Tears? Hello?
Trump's going to win.
Hello?
America.
Tomater?
He's going to win.
Oh my gosh.
Take back this country.
Stop.
You're going to be very upset when he takes back this country from her and Joe Biden.
No way. Is it really, though?
Who's that supposed to be?
Oh, my gosh.
Who's that supposed to be?
You doggy.
Is that you?
You dog. That's tomato right there. So you tell me, why are you voting for convicted felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster Donald Trump, the constitutional violator, insurrectionist, and twice impeached
than Kamala Harris? He has better policies.
He has better policies, ain't they? Oh, well, that's what you're saying. Well, darn gun it. You tell me one policy. You're drilling more oil today, sweet cheeks. Let's better understand this. You're drilling more today. You're drilling more today. You're drilling more today. Yeah, you're drilling more today. Let me play you a fiddle. All right, I'm gonna play you a fiddle. Hold on now. Hold on now. I'm gonna play you a fiddle with a little knee slapper.
We're gonna make this country.
Hold on,
better
listen,
than
guys. You're
you
getting
had
out.
before.
You're getting too loud. All right, let's calm down. Got me knee slapping. I'm trying to better understand. You say you want to talk policy. Tell me one policy that gum Donald Trump passed. Tell me one policy Donald Trump passed that benefited the middle class. Can you just answer the question? Where's my spoons at?
Name one policy for Biden. What did he pass?
I'm playing you a fiddle. Yeah!
What did Biden pass?
Yeah, doggy!
Biden didn't pass
All right, so you can't. All right, Uncle Daddy,
what
listen.
did Biden pass?
Uncle Daddy, you can't tell me a single policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. I am more than happy to talk to you about Kamala Harris's record, but I need you to first and foremost tell me what that policy is that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle class Americans. First do that, and then I will respond. If you don't do that, I won't be responding. That's how life works, isn't it? But you probably don't know that because everything was probably handed to you on a silver spoon. Not anymore, sweet cheeks. This is life. Answer the question.
Are you going to answer my question?
Did I not just respond?
No.
I did. Answer my question. Go ahead.
What's your question, man?
Name one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Go ahead.
He passed many policies.
Oh my gosh, just say you can't name it then. What do you mean? He passed many policies. He passed many policies! I just can't name one! Okay.
What did Biden pass?
All right, I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm voting for Kamala Harris, and I want to point out that you can't tell me why you're voting for Donald Trump.
I hate Taylor Swift.
You know what? And Taylor Swift hates you too, but at least she's a billionaire. You, on the other hand, are sucking... Never mind. Lysandra, thank you so much for the $30. I appreciate it. Lysandra wants me to tell you that reading is fundamental and you should try it. Anyway, so let's get back into this. So tell me again, you don't know a single policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited the middle class. So I'll tell you about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, a middle-class black woman who never forgot her roots, becoming a district attorney. Don't unmute yourself when you're put on mute. If you unmute again until I am done, you will be kicked immediately, and I will continue speaking without you here. You are not going to stop me from speaking. In my own live stream, mind you. That was your only warning. You running away now? My voice is still coming out of your cell phone because you don't even know how to leave your fucking live stream right, man. There you go. You're still struggling to leave the live stream, aren't you, Hunter? My voice is still coming out of your cell phone. You can't stop my voice from coming out of your cell phone.
I'm not leaving nowhere.
Great. So then sit put, stay on mute, and listen to what I have to say, and then tell me why you're voting for Trump after. Great. You won't do that, though, because you don't have a single policy that you can name that economically benefited you under his term. Kamala Harris, and I don't care if he leaves midway through, I'm going to speak on this. Kamala Harris is a middle-class black woman of middle-class roots. Kamala Harris had no right in America becoming a district attorney, let alone the vice president and the leading candidate for the presidency, because every card in America was socioeconomically stacked against her. But she persevered, becoming a district attorney, becoming an attorney general in California.
Policies.
Good riddance, trash. So becoming an attorney general, largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice. And MAGA Republicans, they can't even get their story right. Even though she led the largest law enforcement department in the largest state of the nation that had the fifth largest economy in the world, not the country, the world, they say, oh, she was over prosecuting. She was too tough on crime. They say for every other Democrat, the Democrats are too weak on crime. But Kamala Harris, they say that she was too tough on crime. Get your story straight. If she's the only Democrat that they claim is too tough on crime, then clearly she's doing something right. Because she prosecutes felons, sexual abusers, and civil fraudsters like Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump. Kamala Harris believes in the middle class. She gave us the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the infrastructure package. She's giving us policies like the $25,000 down payment for first-time home buyers, additional $10,000 tax incentive, the $50,000 down payment for first-time entrepreneurs, the $6,000 permanent child tax credit, which, mind you, is a pro-life policy. Talk about pro-life. Donald Trump doesn't know anything about that. Kamala Harris, pro-choice. Says, you're a woman, I'm going to give you your right to choose, I'm going to protect it. Yet if you choose to have a baby, I'm going to support you financially. Donald Trump says, if you're a woman, I'm not going to let you choose. You're not going to choose. But if you do choose to give birth, and that's choose as in you will be forced to give birth, I'm not going to give you a single policy that economically benefits you after you give birth. That's not pro-life. That is not pro-choice. That is pro-forced birth. Donald Trump's far too used to stripping away the rights of women. Donald Trump says if you are a union worker, you can work a full-time job, but you can't earn a living wage. That is not freedom, right? Donald Trump says if you're a woman, you don't have your right to choose. Men in Washington, D.C. will decide for you. That's not freedom. Donald Trump says if you're an LGBTQ plus American, you can love, but just not in America. That isn't freedom. Donald Trump says if you're a transgender American, you can be true to yourself, but just not here. And God forbid you serve in our military. That is not freedom. Donald Trump says if you're a middle-class American, you can try to make your way through our economy, but we're going to slap you down left and right with tariffs and taxes. That is not freedom. Donald Trump violated he literally is the first modern day president to have violated the Constitution with the Second Amendment bump stock ban. And that's not me saying that. That is his own Supreme Court. His own Supreme Court ruled he is a constitutional violator. So what do we have with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, we have a district attorney, an attorney general, a senator, and vice president who passed policies that benefited middle-class Americans, both economically, in their infrastructure, in their rights and God-given freedoms. And then you have Donald Trump, a felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, constitutional violator who was called a fascist by his own chief of staff, whose own vice president won't run with him, let alone endorse him, who insurrected our very capital, who was twice impeached, who buried his wife on a golf course, probably redundant to the conversation, but still worth noting. And these MAGA Republicans want to make him president? No, we ain't going back. We're going forward with Kamala. You asked why I'm voting for Kamala Harris? Policy. You asked why I support Kamala Harris? Character. You asked why I stand by Kamala Harris? Morals. You asked why I believe in Kamala Harris? Freedom. You asked why I hate Donald Trump? Come on. It's justified. It's justified because he implemented a tariff that steamrolled farmers, that steamrolled the middle class, like that $230 billion tax hike on the middle class when he put a 15 to 25% tariff on agriculture, causing a surplus and supply and demand issue on farmers. It's justified because he implemented a xenophobic, Islamophobic, that Muslim ban, that Muslim travel ban, that anti-American, that anti-Muslim American travel ban, that is justified to hate him. It's justified to hate Donald Trump when he dodged the draft himself and then told transgender Americans that they're not allowed to serve in the military. Okay, yeah. So it's not good enough that Donald Trump dodged the draft. He's going to try pulling out veterans too? Wow. Yeah. It's justified to hate Donald Trump when Donald Trump runs around spitting on the legacies of soldiers and war heroes like John McCain, like U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, like the soldiers who fought for our country, the soldiers at the very hollow grounds that he exploited, Arlington National Cemetery, for his own personal gain. It's justified to hate Donald Trump for countless reasons, for union workers, for LGBTQ plus Americans, for transgender Americans, for women, for middle class Americans, for farmers, for small business entrepreneurs, for Black Americans, and especially now for Puerto Ricans. Let's get up our next guest.
I just wanted to say fuck Trump and go Harris 24.
Hey, thank you for coming up. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's get up our next guest. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request. Let's get up our next victim. A guest. Let's get up our next guest. Whew, that was a close one. I was worried everybody just heard that. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
That's disgusting. Shame on you. I mean, I'm sorry. That was rude. sorry. That was rude. Can we start over? Let's start over. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Yep.
That's still fucking gross. So why are you voting for the criminal?
You mean the one that was indicted in a rogue government?
I'm not talking about Melania Trump. Listen, just because Melania Trump ran our border and crossed it and Donald Trump decided he liked illegal immigrants enough to marry one that day, I don't know what to tell you, but leave Melania Trump out of this. Melania Trump is a beautiful pro-choice woman. Don't put her name in your mouth. Now, why are you voting for Donald Trump, the man who was found guilty on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, checks, and statements, the guy who was found liable of sexual abuse and found liable of civil fraud? Why are you voting for that?
Because I don't believe the hostile government, the hostile judicial system of New York. That's how Democrats.
What are you talking about? It was a jury that convicted him, dude. The jury was appointed by his lawyers. Donald Trump paid lawyers. He gave money. He gave money to lawyers. Hey, he gave money to lawyers to appoint a jury, and that jury found him guilty. Hey, 1 million likes. Hey, W's in the chat. Awesome. That's phenomenal. Awesome job, guys. Y'all, if you're liking the live that much, MAGA Republicans are going to start saying that you're stealing the like box. They're going to be like, stop the steal. Stop the count. They're liking too fast. It's a stolen. Let's insurrect TikTok. All right. Anyway. Sorry, we were talking about your ignorance.
No, we weren't.
Oh, maybe you weren't, but I know I was. So are you proud to be ignorant? I mean, I'm sorry, are you proud to be a Trump supporter?
I just voting for the better candidate.
You're voting for the better candidate. So you're voting for Kamala. Oh, I know that. I'm sorry. I thought you were voting for...
No, not voting for that woman. She's not the better candidate.
Is Obama back in the race?
Why? Do you want to see him naked or something?
Can you say that word again? How did you just say that?
Naked.
Naked.
Yeah, you want to see him naked or something?
What does that even mean? Like Neked?
That's correct.
Necked? What does that... I know that literacy isn't your strength.
Sure.
But at what point do you recognize that this is why you shouldn't be advocating for Donald Trump, who wants to defund the Department of Education? What state are you from?
A certain state of mind.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trumpy Dumpy. Maybe you shouldn't be doing a dumpy on the toilet while on a live stream, Grandpa. It's a little early to be sundowning, but I know for a fact you're not talking about Barack Obama naked as you take a bath on a live stream with a 20-something-year-old. That's weird. Like, that is so weird. Can we all recognize in the chat how odd that is? Like, imagine writing that on paper, that he's on a live stream with a 20-something-year-old on the toilet or in the bath, whatever, talking about Barack Obama naked. Does everybody in the chat? Yeah, Brad, even you know that's weird. That's some weird shit right there.
Of course I do, because you don't remember talking to me, do you?
Not enough to care.
No, I support Kamala.
Guys, stop! No, we're not doing this. Guys, end it. If you're a Kamala supporter, I appreciate the love, but you guys are coming up and y'all know I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone, and so I'm gonna roast you. If you come up, it's friendly fire, okay? At this point, y'all are searching to get roasted. Don't do that. I'm in the zone. We're talking to Trumpers right now, not Kamala supporters. We do talk to Kamala supporters as well, and I love you folks so much. But y'all come up, and then I start roasting, and it breaks my heart when I do this. Knock it off. Knock it off. Hello?
Hello.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Ew.
Goodness.
Anyway, why are you voting for the felon?
I
Actually,
don't
wait.
like...
Hold on. Let me think. Do I care? Yeah, I guess I have to talk to her. Why are you voting for the felon? Go ahead.
I don't trust Kamala. I don't like her. We've already had Trump as a president.
Okay,
so...
listen. Just because Kamala's hotter than you doesn't mean you can't trust her.
Okay. I don't like how she was
So let's
put
better
in.
understand this. Kamala Harris was a district attorney and attorney general at the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice. Kamala Harris, who was a senator and vice president, and yet you're going to go for the felon, sexual abuser, civil fraudster, who would typically be prosecuted by Kamala Harris. So you're saying you can trust the felon more than the prosecutor? Okay, make that make sense. Go ahead.
He's a former president.
Thank you so much for the Alexi Larissa. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much.
Yes,
he's a
I
former
trust the
president,
former
but he wasn't a
president.
good one.
And
He was
she's
called
not
a
a good vice
fascist by his
president.
own chief of staff, and he was actually rated by 154 presidential experts and specialists as the worst president in our history. They rated Abraham Lincoln as the most popular and the most efficient and productive. They rated Donald Trump as the worst president in our history. Do you understand that?
What does that have to do with the next 4 years?
That means that Chester A. Arthur would be a better pick than Donald Trump. That's
so
what
no
that
one
means.
finds it weird that they just put her there and she
That
wasn't
means that
voted
quite
in?
literally, that means that former president James Buchanan or Chester A. Arthur would be more popular and more effective picks than Donald Trump.
She's only
let's
the
be clear.
nominee because Biden dropped out.
Chester A. Arthur, do you even know who that is?
What does that have to do with
Exactly.
anything?
And yet he's still more efficient than Donald Trump, according to 154
And Donald Trump is more
presidential
efficient than
specialists and
Kamala.
experts. So that's just not true, though.
I mean, she
Let's
was
think
just,
about it. Let's do the math. I know that math probably isn't your strong suit, but we're going to do some anyway, so try to stay with me. If you don't understand at any moment, just let me know that you're ignorant. So let's get back into this. So Donald Trump said he was going to pass, for example, an infrastructure package. He didn't. Kamala did. She passed it. So that means she's more effective on infrastructure. Donald Trump said he was going to pass, excuse me, I wasn't done. Donald Trump said he was going to pass a border bill. He didn't. Kamala did. It was a bipartisan bill. Donald Trump said he was going to replace the ACA. He didn't. Donald Trump said he was going to build the wall. He didn't. Sorry, in what way? Can you stop gulping? It's like kind of gross, low key. Can you stop gulping? It's kind of gross. Okay, so anyway, have a sip of water or something. I don't know why you're smacking your lips in my ears.
why do you believe this woman that stuck in a few months ago?
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a single question?
You
I haven't
asked
asked you a
several.
single question. No, I haven't asked a single
several.
one. I just answered your question.
She's a phony and she's fake.
Okay, that makes zero
And
sense.
you're
Again,
all
just because
being
you're
tricked.
jealous, of her, doesn't mean you can
She's
sit
an
here
empty
insulting her.
suit. She's
That makes
an empty
zero
suit.
sense.
She's an empty
That
suit
makes zero
planted
sense.
there after
Listen,
Biden
I
dropped
get
out.
it. Listen, I get it. She's got that hourglass figure even when she wears a suit, and that makes you jealous. That's fine and dandy, but don't project. So
She's
let's
a
get back into
empty
this.
suit. She's
You
a
are
plant.
saying just because there's empty space in the suit in between where her like hips are, that's just her being fit, right? That's
They
just because she's
planted
stunning.
her.
Okay, let's
They
get back into
planted
this.
her.
Calm down. I get you're jealous of her. No reason to project, right? Just because there's no empty space in the suits you're wearing doesn't mean you can judge Kamala for having space in her suits.
He's the
Do
better
what she
candidate,
does.
period.
Ask her for her workout regimen. You can get there.
He's
So let's
the
get back
better
into this. Can you tell me
candidate.
one
Listen,
policy?
you can't
Excuse
make
me.
me angry 'cause I'm not emotional. He's the better candidate. She's not.
You're not stopping. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans whenever you're
I
ready?
can tell you he's the better president.
That wasn't an answer to my question. Can you tell me one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans?
Has she? No.
Answer the question.
She's weak.
So
and
you
she
have
does
no
not
answer.
deserve the first woman president title.
Kamala Harris is going to be your president, like it or not. And you probably don't like it because you're jealous of her, and that's fine. Because, again, not only is Kamala Harris very accomplished, intelligent, the future of this country, but she's also hot. And you're just not. And that upsets you, and rightfully so. That would upset me too, right? This is like if JFK was running for president today, I would probably be upset. Yeah, I would probably be like really upset, right? So let's better understand this though. Kamala Harris was a district attorney, an attorney general, a senator, and vice president. She led the largest Department of Justice, second only to the U.S. Department of Justice, gave us the infrastructure package, American Rescue Plan Chips and Science Act. No, hun. You don't know what a plant is. That's again why you don't have any space in your suit, but Kamala does. So getting back into this, Kamala Harris gave us a strong economy, created double the amount of jobs that Donald Trump created. Okay, that was funny. I just roasted you. That was so good. Oh, 10 out of 10 to me. I got myself laughing up here. Oh my gosh, I got myself
I'm not
laughing
afraid
up
of the
here.
big bad Trump.
Okay, and I'm not afraid of muting you. I really got myself laughing up here. That was funny. That was funny.
I'm not afraid of big bad.
Okay, you should start searching up about those plants. So again, Kamala Harris is a very accomplished woman who gave us immense productivity, efficiency, and accomplishments during her vice presidency. And she didn't have to because she was only a vice president. She still negotiated the deal on the Infrastructure Package, Chips and Science Act, American Rescue Plan, Inflation Reduction Act, and she accomplished those policies by passing them. She also gave us the Respect for Marriage Act. She fought on social issues when Donald Trump wouldn't touch a social issue with the 10-foot pole unless he was stripping away the rights from women. The rights that they fought for decades. The right to choose? A decades fought fight stripped away overnight by Donald Trump. Daughters today have less rights than their grandmothers had because of Donald Trump. But you keep coming up here and advocating for Donald Trump, a multi-billionaire on textbook paper, even though we know that that's an inflation of his net worth. You keep advocating for billionaires and corporations and against your own rights and your middle-class background solely because you're jealous of Kamala. You do you. Let's take out the trash and let's get up our next guest. She goes, I'm afraid of a plant. Oh, she said, I'm not afraid of any plants or something. And I was like, clearly you haven't tried any. That was funny. Hello, guest. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Probably.
That's disgusting. How old are you?
19.
Gotcha. We're 2 days out from the election, and I don't care to talk to a 19-year-old who's undecided. Go to KamalaHarris.com and DonaldJTrump.com and make a decision for yourself as to which candidate actually supports you. If you actually do what I just asked you to do with their website, you will know that Kamala Harris stands for you. For example, with her $25,000 down payment for first-time homebuyers, that helps you. For her $50,000 down payment for small business entrepreneurs, that helps you. For his $6,000 permanent child tax credit, that helps you. The way that she wants to cancel out student debt, the way that Joe Biden did, but Donald Trump stopped it, that was for you. Donald Trump has nothing for you. Bye. Let's get up our next guest. Aiden left no crumbs. Aiden left no crumbs. Excuse me, I wasn't talking to you yet. Can you give me a second?
I said put the nuts in your mouth.
I'm sorry, are you fantasizing about me? Don't judge you. Let's get up our next guest.
Wow.
Ain't no way I'm listening to that voice for the next 15 minutes. And she ran away. Folks, if you're voting for Donald Trump, join the guest request and let's have a conversation about it. Hello? Are you sitting on your phone right now? What are we watching? Yvette Davis. Yvette Davis. Yvette Davis. Are you sitting on your phone? It's cozy here. Somebody just commented sniff. You're going to prison. I said are we I said straight up, are you sitting on your phone? And somebody just commented sniff. You're going to prison. Whoever just commented that, you're going straight to jail. You do not pass go. Don't collect your $200. You go right to prison. Nasty. Nasty. You go right to jail. You little nasty ass. Nasty. Ah, you have an echo. Good riddance. Hello? 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 Oh, and they ran away. Okay, next up. We're going to try one more, and then we'll probably move into Kamala supporters and do some Kamala supporters, because one more Trump supporter. Let's see. Hi, and hello. Are you voting for Donald Trump?
Hi, yeah.
Ew.
Well, listen.
Hold on. Let's just sit on that for a second.
Okay. I feel really judged.
I wasn't done. And I wasn't done.
Just because. Okay.
I wasn't done. Let's just sit on that for a second. Okay. Let's get started. So why are you voting for the criminal?
I kind of have to. If I don't, my God.
No, you don't.
I do. If my
I'm sorry, is somebody forcing you voting? Like, is somebody forcing you to vote for a sexual abuser, civil fraudster, and felon?
Kind of. If I don't, my dad says he might cut me off. I don't want to have to get a job.
Oh my gosh, you don't want to have to get a job. Oh wow, a typical MAGA Republican. Yeah.
Listen, you are
keep
so
taking money from your
judgmental.
federal benefits and then complaining about how they're coming for the gerbs that you don't have at the get-go. Maybe get
You
that
are
education.
so judgmental because
Judgmental.
some of us MAGA aren't as like educated on policies.
It's not
and
some sweetheart.
whatever
It's
as
all.
you. But maybe we just see his kind eyes and we know that. Listen,
It's not some, it's all. If all of you were educated, this country would be better off. But none of you are educated, so here we are trying to justify to you why you shouldn't put a felon, rapist, civil fraudster into office.
actually, I know somebody who's really educated. He's just like, unfortunately, a little bit racist. So he won't vote for her.
Sorry to break it to you, he's not.
Well, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you mean your
I
Uncle
can tell you a
Daddy?
policy.
Was
I
it
can
your
actually
Uncle
tell you a
Daddy?
policy. I can tell you a policy.
You can? Cool. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Name one policy that Donald Trump passed that economically benefited middle-class Americans. Go ahead.
Yeah, he gave like $25 million to HVACs. My brother's getting into the
thank you
HVAC
so much.
business, so
Thank you
that's
so
going to
much,
be really
Michael,
good for
the
him. Okay.
$5. HVACs. Wow, congrats. First off, that's not true. Second point.
Actually, it is. Look it up.
I just did. It's not. And so second point I want to make here is when I tell you to name one economic policy that Donald Trump passed to benefit the middle class and you talk about HVACs, all I can do is simply come to the conclusion that you might be the product of incest. So help me better understand this. One policy name that Donald Trump passed that benefited middle class Americans whenever you're ready, sweetheart.
I already told you I don't know like,
to be clear,
policies and statistics.
I assume you meant HBCUs, but you spoke about HVACs. Like you straight up said HVAC. I mean, can you unmute?
God, I was talking that whole time. I didn't even realize I was muted.
What else is new?
So freaking rude.
So anyway, why do you hate this country? I mean, I just have to assume you do if you're voting for a felon.
It's not that I hate the country.
Oh, you just hate yourself.
Trump's
Got it.
the only one concerned about the whales. Like, what are we gonna do? They're literally beaching themselves and they don't know what to do. You really want to tell me?
Here's the thing. This Trump supporter came up here and got absolutely wrecked and slapped down and is now, and guys, she's not faking it. It's not satire. Excuse me. This MAGA Republican comes up here and gets absolutely wrecked and then tries to play it off as though they're trolling. So now she's trying to troll to play it off because she got smacked down harder than Donald Trump gets smacked down every night by Melania. Let's move on. Toodles. Folks, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, jump on into the guest requests. I want to talk to some of y'all. If you're voting for Kamala, join the guest requests. Hi, Lauren. How you doing? How was the surgery? How'd you do?
It's good. I'm still recovering. My knee hurts, but you know, it is what it is. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good day. We are less than 2 days out until it's all over, so I don't know if I'm excited or I'm not like nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel nervous. Like I know we're gonna win. It's just like,
oh, we're gonna win.
Yeah,
we're gonna win.
Yep.
I've got no doubt. We're gonna win.
I mean, statistically, yeah, it's not even an argument with Trump supporters at this point.
No, we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
But, so, you already voted, right?
Oh, of course I did.
Yeah.
You know I did.
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
I
yeah,
did.
we spoke about this. We spoke about this.
We spoke about this. Yeah, I'm in Colorado. Remember, we got to get Lauren Boebert out of here.
She really does got to go.
And I wanted to
that
tell
one
you,
right
I
there.
forgot to tell you last time, I'm a vet too. I forgot to tell you that.
And thank you again for your service.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. So, yeah, I wanted to tell you that, and thank you for everything you do for us and all that. So
Well, we're going to continue. We're going to continue fighting. I mean, even after the election, the fight's not over, right? Both in the sense of what we have to fight for policy-wise, but also because we better bet that when she wins, they're gonna go into the courts. They are gonna do everything they can to try to change the outcome of the election. So we will continue fighting, and we will win.
Exactly.
But anyhow, Lauren, I'm glad that you're doing all right. I'm sorry to hear about your knee, but thank you for coming up and thank you for saying hi.
Oh, it's okay, buddy. I appreciate it. You have a good night.
You too.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, folks, let's get up our next guest.
What you give is what you get.
Slay. Get it, Kells. Kells is having a full-blown dance party. Kel said, I am here to dance. Kel said, I am a dancer. She said, I am not into politics. Nay, I am in to dance. And she started blasting that music. Hi, Delaney. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You voting for Kamala?
Yes, I think so.
All right. Tell us why so.
Because I think that she wants to, well, I definitely know that she wants to protect my reproductive rights.
Rightfully so, yeah. Yeah, and I think, I voted for Democrats, I voted for Republicans, and I'll never see eye to eye with a single candidate on everything. But Kamala Harris, she's just such an accomplished woman, and the fact that she understands that not only do we have to provide policy to the middle class that benefits them as a whole, and then that she also stands on freedom. I mean, whether it be the right to choose, the right to organize, the right to love, she gets it.
Yeah, and this is my first presidential election that I can vote in, so.
What? Oh, hey, W's in the chat, please, for Delaney. That's awesome. Well, thank you for voting.
Yeah. Have
a good one, okay? Alrighty, folks, let's get up our next guest. That's awesome. W's for Delaney, please. Love to hear that she's a first-time voter. That's awesome. Hi, Mel. How you doing?
Oh my God, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Are you voting for Kamala?
Absolutely.
Why so?
Well, I think that there's so many reasons to vote for her without having to even bring up Trump. I think that she stands for unity. I think that she stands for all Americans, whereas, he's trying to basically take on his enemies and, use the country against them or use the military against them. Mm-hmm. She wants to support my rights. She wants to support reproductive rights. She wants to support middle-class Americans. She wants to support people wanting to buy homes. I could go on for a really long time, but I also think that she shows us, I'm really excited to be voting for a woman president who's like so many beliefs that I align with, and so many policies that I completely agree with.
No, I hear that.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important elections of our lives. I think that Donald Trump has shown how dangerous he can be. And sorry, I was not expecting to come up. I was kind of distracted.
No, you're doing great.
But he showed us how terribly he was the first time, even if people can't understand it and can't see it, which is really frustrating. But this has been a really divisive election, and it's because of him. It's because of the rhetoric that he spews. It's because of the hatred that not only he spews, but the people around him spew. And it's time that we stop putting up with it. It's time that we just put a stop to it and he goes away forever. I would really like that. It's been a really tough election because I'm from Texas. I'm living in California, thankfully. So I'm, protected here.
Right.
But my whole family is back in Texas, and my dad is one of my biggest supporters. He is like genuinely one of the best people I know. I love him so much. He's a lawyer. He's not actively practicing anymore, but he is genuinely one of the most...
Don't tell Donald Trump that he's a lawyer and scares Donald
genuinely,
Trump.
he will attack him personally.
Yeah.
But he voted for Donald Trump in this election. And it has been really heartbreaking, and it has really driven a divide in my family. And it's been hard, especially because he knows that I was SA'd when I was 12. And so it's not been something, I've kind of been banned from talking about it in my family, to him specifically. And so I've been just holding off on kind of communicating with him especially. And it's been really hard because he's one of my best friends. So it's been a really hard time. So I am very much looking forward to Kamala becoming Miss Madam President, the first, and Donald Trump going away forever.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to say it's heartbreaking to hear your story, and my heart breaks for you, and to also hear about your family there. Know that where you are in California is where you need to be. Be where you will be best protected. Be where you can be yourself. And if that's in California, be in California. My heart breaks for a lot of Texans there. But what I think gives me so much hope, and I hope gives you hope as well, is that, and I get it myself, I have some family members who will be voting for Trump, even though they know exactly why they shouldn't be. Know that in Texas, that voter turnout, it should give you a lot of hope. The voter turnout, the voter record, the people coming forward. Colin Allred.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, I'm registered in California to vote for the first time this year. I had to for tuition purposes, because it's expensive to pay out of state tuition, turns out. So I didn't get to vote in the Texas election, but oh my gosh, seeing Colin Allred has been so exciting. It's given me so much hope. When Beto was running, I was really excited for him. Anything to get Greg Abbott the hell out of there, right? Anything. He's a deplorable human being. So I have hope seeing that. And I mean, there are people that there are a few people I know back in Texas, the extended family that live in more blue areas. But I come from a really, really small conservative town, like 800 people, graduating class of 18. So like small. Just all really, really hateful, Christian loving, hateful people, which is, I do believe there are good Christians out there. My dad is one of them. You are one of them. There are very good people that spread that word. It was nobody I grew up with, but yeah, seeing everything that Kamala supports, it's still baffling to me.
No, wait. No, did your phone just die? Mel, no! Oh, now my heart's broken. Okay, Mel, if you can still hear us, we love you. We've got your back. And we are going to make sure Kamala Harris is our next president. That stinks. I think Mel's phone might have just passed away. That's unfortunate. That really stinks. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, are you voting for Kamala?
I am. Me and my fiance just voted early for Kamala.
Did you? Hey, W's in the chat. Thank you so much for early voting.
Of course.
So why are you voting for Kamala? Or why did you vote for Kamala?
So we are a small business. We are in Delaware. We're a very, very blue state. I grew up Democrat. He grew up Democrat. And we really believe that Kamala's policies are really going to help the middle class, which is the audience that we primarily kind of advertise to. I also have like two very small cousins that I want to see them be safe in this country. I want their bodies to be their own choice. I want them to have the right to choose. We're actually about to get married, and we want to be able to
Congratulations.
Thank you. We want to be able to buy a house, and we want to be able to have children on our own terms. Being a woman, I'm terrified that my right to choose is going to get taken away, and not even just about me, but for my family. Like, I have a bunch of women, young women in my family, so I'm terrified to see what would happen under a Trump presidency. It's
right.
it was rough during the Trump presidency. I went and I got an IUD put in because I was terrified, and now I thought I wouldn't have to worry about that again, but my IUD is about to expire, and now I'm like, oh God, like, do I have to do this again? So yeah, just my vote's for women. My vote's for women. My vote's for the children, the future generation. I want to see this country prosper, and I think anything to do with Donald Trump will just lead us in the completely wrong direction.
Right. No, I hear that. First up, I want to say thank you so much for stepping up and for not only voting, but voting early, and also, you know, for voting for women's rights, voting for the rights of our future generations. I think, you know, you mentioned being from Delaware. Listen, I'm from Pennsylvania. I get the whole... I mean, there's an advertisement on my cell phone for, this is Kamala Harris, and I need $5 every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get that Pennsylvania's important, but Delaware's important too. You know, we need your vote. Because, one, for example, let's say Kamala wins the electoral, and she doesn't win the popular. They will never let us certify that election. We already know how MAGA Republicans are. So to everybody in the blue states, whether you're in Delaware, New Jersey, or whatever the case be, know that your vote really does matter this election. We can't just win the electoral. We really need that popular vote. Otherwise, we're going to have a big problem.
Yeah, we need to blow them out of the water this time. We need
By a lot.
There has to be no ifs, ands, or buts. Going to the court shouldn't be able to do anything. We need to make sure this blue wave happens. We really
Absolutely. Absolutely. But thank you again so much for voting. Thank you for coming up here. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the finish line. We got less than 2 days to go, and then it's all over, and we get to hibernate for the winter.
Yeah, we will be partying in the streets of PA with you guys.
Oh, not me. I'll be asleep. I'll be catching up on sleep.
Fair.
Anyhow, nice meeting you. Have a good one, okay?
Yeah, you as well.
Alrighty, folks. I think I saw that Mal was back. Is Mal back? Mal. I see Mal. Hi.
I'm back. I'm sorry. My phone died.
Good.
I was so distracted with the live that I forgot I was at 1%. I'm certified yapper here, so I will just wrap up by saying I know I brought up my dad earlier and that it's been incredibly difficult. But to anybody else whose family or house has been divided with this election, Trump should not have this power over us. I have already I wouldn't say scheduled, but I've already reached out to my parents because I've just been kind of silent with them up until recently. And I've just let them know that like I would like to talk to them after the election because I know that they love me more than this. And the thing is, I don't think they realize how much this has hurt me. And I think that to anybody here who's feeling that separation and just kind of, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like, are we living in the same reality? Like, how are we literally voting between a prosecutor and one who's about to be prosecuted? It's insanity.
Well, I get that. Listen, you know, growing up, I was taught by my mom, my pop real young, that you vote based off of not just policy, but character. So if you agree with somebody based off of every policy, but they're an awful person, you don't vote for them because you can't trust they'll accomplish the work they say they will. If you maybe disagree with somebody on some policy and yet you know that they have great character, then you do vote for them because they might be willing to meet you in the middle.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has no policy or character. Kamala has policy and character. So this is an easy choice.
It's
the prosecutor,
easy choice.
The sexual predator. I'll take the prosecutor. I'm good.
The prosecutor. Yeah, the prosecutor woman, person of color president. I will take that every single day.
Absolutely.
Of the week. So yeah, I look forward to it being over. It's been exhausting. I also just wanted to say, like, I've never been politically active until, I've kept up, as you can. But up until finding platforms like yours, especially, has really helped me find a voice for myself. And it's helped me educate all of my friends. I'm literally driving one of them to the polls tomorrow, just so.
Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know I'm in California. I know that, like, it's not a swing state.
It matters.
I wish it was.
It matters.
It matters. And it matters talking about this stuff too, and about why this is important and about why we need to get rid of bad people like Trump for good, forever.
Right.
He needs to go away. And he's also just a dinosaur, like a gross old man.
He really is.
It's insane. Like there was
Listen,
a study
the
put
fact
out
that they had
recently
an
that
issue-
shows that he has like verifiable decline.
Okay, straight up, it's so true. Okay, my greatest flex, actually, I'll say this in a second. Listen, the first issue we gotta recognize is if they had an issue with Joe Biden's age and they don't have an issue with Donald Trump's age, then it was never about age.
It was never. They just
never
wanted
about
something.
age.
They were grasping at straws, and they're doing
Right.
that with Kamala. They're grasping
Like
at
Biden
straws.
is
There's nothing.
Biden is 2 years older than Donald Trump.
2 years. I
Two.
know, they could have been in the same. They probably were. Like they were in the same high
Exactly.
school class. It's crazy.
But
I
my
don't
biggest
understand.
flex, I was one of the first to say Donald Trump has dementia. And it was in the New York Post, Business Insider, and a bunch of other things, because I said it when it was unpopular. But now everybody realizes he has dementia, and now everybody said it. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I knew this.
It was me. I called it. Yes, sir.
Hired an entire team of doctors to review
Exactly.
his. Yeah, turns out he was not healthy. He is not healthy.
No, he's not. That was a
But-
lie. And it always will be. Yeah, him stepping into that dump truck is an image we all need to remember for a long time.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I could find the photo. It's not just the dump truck. He did something so stupid. And I was traveling around the suburbs of Philly, meeting some voters. And I passed a photo. I took a photo as I passed a dumpster. And these Trumpers are so dumb. And I mean this. I say dumb like capital D. Where's the photo? Shucks, I think I posted it on Threads. Just give me 10 seconds. I'm gonna find this.
I'm
it was
ready. I need
really
to see
bad.
this.
This is all over. All over. The Trumpers are putting their Trump signs on their dumpsters because they think it's symbolic. I'm like, you guys are so dumb. This is not the flex you think it is.
It never is. It never will be. It's like when
It
they were
is
like
up
wearing
and down the
diapers.
suburbs. I'm like, that is not the flex you think it is.
It's like they don't understand. It's like they don't. It's like they're missing some sort of connection point to reality.
Yes, it's going like right. That is like. It's as dumb as them wearing the T-shirts that are like, "I'm voting for the felon." Guys,
yeah. Like,
that is not the flex you think it is.
Yeah, like guys, don't do this to yourselves. You make yourselves look so silly and goofy.
Yep.
Like they don't even they do it to themselves. I see it in these lives all the time. None of them know what they're talking about. And I say this with all the love because I know a lot of MAGA supporters. But also, I won't tolerate it anymore. We used to be the tolerant left. I'm not tolerating you excusing a rapist, a Jeffrey Epstein BFF. Like it's not. We're not dealing with it anymore. We're not taking it. And we're done with it, and we're tired of it.
No, 100%. Listen, I love Michelle Obama, but this whole when they go low, we go high. Like, fuck that. I don't think so. When you go low, I'm dragging you lower. Let's go.
You're coming down with me, babe.
Exactly.
I'm attaching an anchor to both feet.
Yup. I'm attaching an anchor to both of us. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going. If you're going down, you're gonna
coming with you. Let's go. That's
funny.
That's funny. Well, Mal, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming up and sharing your story and for taking the time to chat.
Thank you all for being so kind, and thank you so much for being you and doing what you do.
Thank you. Let's have a good couple of days ahead and win this. See you on the finish line.
Absolutely. Let's go, Kamala.
Folks, that's I think a really great place to end it for tonight. I think we're going to continue bringing folks up who are supporting Kamala every day. We're going to be live streaming, I think, all day tomorrow, like early morning until later in the evening. But we won't be live streaming in the nighttime because I'll be heading down to Philadelphia for Kamala's concert. Which, do we have anybody else in the chat who's going to be going to Kamala's concert tomorrow? Not in Pittsburgh, in Philadelphia. Hopefully I'll see some of y'all there. I hope you're there. But I think we're going to end it here for the night. I want to say a massive thank you to our mods for taking the time to keep this chat as a safe space. I also want to say a massive thank you to everybody who supported me, whether by hitting the follow button, sending positive comments in the chat, or supporting me on Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever the case be. Thank you for the love. We are going to continue traveling around the swing state over the next couple of days, meeting voters in person. I am so tired. I can't wait for this to be over. And then I know it'll be over and I'll be like, gosh, I can't believe that went so quick. I miss it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like trying to enjoy it, but I'm just so exhausted. I feel like you guys probably feel the same. It's like you're just so exhausted, but you're also trying to recognize that once it's over, it's over. So you really got to enjoy it in the moment. Do you guys relate? Do you get it? Yeah. But all right, folks. Talk to you tomorrow. We'll be back on. I hope you folks have a good night. I can't believe we got to 1.3 thousand likes. Is that 1.3 likes? That's 1.2 thousand. 1.2 thousand. Oh, that's how you know I'm tired. 1.2 million likes. That's insane. Thank you folks for smashing that like button. Let's go win this.